What up, man? This your man Big Jack here uh, on just going live, trying to reach out, see what's up, see what's going on out there, who's out there. I know there's a lot of different lives going right now, a lot of people that I follow. I'm sitting there trying to support them, and I wanted to go on right now. So that's where I'm at right now, using the new StreamYard program so that I can get in and try to get more people on, get more people in the channel, do some side by sides, 3 and 4. I want to have real talk. So this is the new push that I'm going with. We'll have to build a playlist for this. But it'll be real talk with Big Jack, and we're gonna be doing some good stuff. So here, if you're in here and you can hear me, you're listening to me, go ahead and put it down in the chat. Let's do some talking. If you want to be a guest on here, your email is scrolling across the bottom. Send me an email. We'll send you the link, and we get you up on here. Let's do some side by sides and some chatting together. So it's in there. So do your thing if you want to go live. Again, this Big Jack, and I'm just trying to working on this new StreamYard. Is what I'm using so that you can get more people on here, and we can all grow and glow together. So that's what I'm pushing. So if you're in there, drop a note in the chat so I can know that you're here. And then if you want to send that email out to me, send it. It's at the bottom, Big Jack Storytime Guest at gmail.com. And then I'll send you a link, and we can be on here going side by side. So you tell me if that's what you're up to, if that's what you're into. If that's something that you would like to do, that's what we're gonna try to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see anybody and everybody that's out there. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for coming through. And we just trying something new. Uh, Trying something new with the new StreamYard. Um, haven't I'm just getting into it, so I'm still working on some things. But once we get it up and running and got it straight, we're gonna be good. But that's something that I'm working on at this moment. So I'm hoping everybody doing well out there. Trying to get some people to come on in, and so we can do some side by sides today. Trying to get some people in there to get some little side by sides going. So you put your email into me. Send your email out to me, and I will make sure I can get one out to you. So 504. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. So just chilling out here today. I know a lot of people bypassing. Not even sure if there's a thumbnail. What does it look like? That's some of the issue I got to work on. Seeing what it looks like if it's live. That's something. If it's not looking presentable, a lot of people are not going to do it. Not going to come in here because it don't look like it's something they want to hang out in. But working on that. But that's what's up. That's what's up. So I was at a basketball game earlier today, and had the opportunity to watch uh, uh, youth basketball. It was a middle school game. That game was pretty good. I actually did a video. I went live with it earlier today, and that game went to the wire. I mean, it was good from the beginning all the way to the end, and we was able to and kids was able to pull it out. The team I was rooting for, they was able to pull it out in the end. So that's what's up, and I'm super excited for them being able to do that. But so just pretty much hanging out, um, hoping that you get a couple of people jump on in here. I would love this to be able to go live, see a couple of people and go live uh, today, see what's up. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Hanging out, chilling. It is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta chill like that. So I'm in here. Uh, this is the new StreamYard program. Just got to get a couple of good contacts. So what the goal is to be able to get say 4 to 5 people in here and do a more of a live together where we can actually talk about real topics and go over some things and learn and grow from each other. So that's what the goal is. That's what I'm trying to do. Once we get this thing up and running and more people start getting into it, I believe we're going to be in a good spot. It just takes time to get there. Watching and seeing who's out there and who's doing what. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, so but it's all good, man. It's really all good. Yeah, so but it's all good. What up? What up? What up? Big Jack in here, chilling out, trying to work on this program. It's come around. Hey, SSV, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Just in here, I was looking through everybody else's live. I said I'm gonna go live and just see what's going on. I got the new StreamYard program, and I'm trying to get used to it. So it allows me to go up to 10 people. So I'm glad to see that you're doing good, and so I can have up to 10 people on at a time. I don't think I would ever do 10 people, but I think I'm gonna start, trying to get at least three, four, maybe 5 people, and that way we can all get on here. And the focus I'm going with that is real talk. So you see that real talk live with Big Jack. So we can put a topic out there or something, and then say, okay, this is what we're going to talk about, and we'll have a deeper dive into that conversation. So that's the angle that I'm going with, and I'm building everything right now, making sure that everything is lined up and is moving in the right direction. So that's what I'm trying to go. In my area, it is 12:40 a.m. in the morning. So I'm on the East Coast, so it's 12:40 where I am. So, but it's I'm one of those people, especially on the weekend. I stay up and I do have my show in the morning. Well, not in the morning, but tomorrow p.m. I do the Iron Shopping and Iron Show, which is every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. And so that's something that I'm getting into, and I do. So with that, it's just but it's I won't be on here too long, but at the same time. So what about you in your area? What time is it? Yeah, what time you got in your area? But that's give me a perspective of where you are compared to where I am. Yeah, I'm sorry. So is your show on YouTube? Yes, yes. It's in my channel. So 942 on the West Coast. Okay. So in my channel, you'll see my live. I'm booked all the way up until this the first week of March. I have different people every Wednesday, every Sunday, 7 p.m. And you'll see. So if you go on my channel, you'll definitely see the different people I got lined up coming going down the road, and it's a 1 hour show. Starts at 7 p.m. East Coast time, Eastern time, and just for 1 hour. And it's just more of like a talk show. We get to know the different content creators. We go and all of them not content creators, but just different people, and they all bring different things to the table, and we have a back and forth conversation. So it's really cool. Yeah. But yeah, so it's a good channel. It was one of the things that was the once I got to be able to go live, that was the one thing I really wanted to do was to be able. Yeah, but have you been? Yes, yes, yes. I believe I'm already a subscriber on your channel, so I know I'm already been on your channel. I'm about to check it out again. I'm in here now, and I really was just surfing around today, um, just trying to. When I'm learning the program that I got, because it's I'm new to it. I'm new to the streaming, the StreamYard program. I'm new to that one. So because I'm new to it, I'm just still trying to figure it out. But yes, I've been to your channel for sure. Yeah, I've been there. And so how long well I can look at your channel and see. But I'm saying how long have you been doing this? So and do you go live? Do you like going live or not? I'm looking at channels now, so give me a second on that. So yeah, but if you're in there, go ahead. Oh wow! So I started in October too. So I started in the second week of October is when I actually got started, and so I've been, and I don't know if I could say I do every other. My biggest goal when I first got started is I wanted to go live. So once I was able to be live, that was my like the highlight. Now I'm like, okay, I'm live, and that's what I wanted. And then uh, that it took the 50 subscribers, and then once I got past that, then it became a let me let me after I got past that, I was like, okay, let me start the channel. So I started a channel called the Iron Shopping and Iron Show, and that's the direction I've been going. But then this is allowing me to have more people on with the StreamYard. So it not that it's changing the direction, but it's allowing me to. Uh, okay, you haven't done one yet. Okay, hey, it's no time like the present. If you want to, you can come on right now. My email's floating at the bottom right there. Send me an email. I'll send you the link to this, and we can be live together and just chit chatting instead of typing in the chat. We can just talk. But that's how easy it is. I'm not a I'm not one of those. I think everybody, because my whole goal is to help everybody grow and glow. That's what I'm saying. I want everybody to get there. And here you got opportunity to have more than people. I don't know if you know Mind Games. I tried to work with him. We got the Nemo 504. So those are other people that I like to work with and talk with and chat with. So I try my best to I don't say hang out with them, but I'll go into their channels and they come into my channel and we work together. So it's a lot of people that I've met through here that have been definitely inspirational in getting me moving, and I'm want to, as they say, spread the word or even share the wealth as it's coming. I'm not monetized, so I'm still in that hunt of trying to get the hours and stuff like that. But that wasn't my goal to be monetized. My goal was to be able to go live, and now that I have that, I'm not gonna say I'm done chasing, but I'm right where I want to be, and I'm good with it. And that's the good part of all of this. When you're good where you are and good where you need to be, the rest of it will just fall in place. So, and right now I'm good where I need to be. I'm good where I am, and I'm okay with it. So I'm content, and that's the bottom line. So yeah. And Nemo 504 is a good guy. He really is a good guy. Matter of fact, he's alive right now too. So and like what I say it all the time, we're not in competition with each other. So there's millions and millions of people here on YouTube, and and we all can be live at the same time, and we all can, really get what we need. So I'm not in a competition, but I go over there and support his channel, and he definitely has supported my channel. And matter of fact, he's going to be a guest on the Iron Sharpening Iron show on February the 9th. He's going to be a guest on the show. So February 9th, I'm looking forward to having Mind Games and Nemo 504 because it's Super Sunday. And Super Sunday, I'm going to go a little bit longer. Normally it's a 1 hour show, but we're going to go a 2 hour show because it is the same day as the Super Bowl. So at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I will have 504, and then I move on. Hey, Niecy Jackson, how you doing out there? What's up? How you be? I don't have any guests in here with me unless you want to come on and then split the screen with me. But we do have SSV, Kitchen and Life. She's down in there, and we've just been chatting back and forth. I was testing out the new streaming system. So the one we was working on yesterday, it was glitchy. It was really glitchy. So I ended up going to a different company. And so I don't think Niecy Jackson has a channel. She is a person that has been coming in and definitely supporting, and she has enough to what they call it. She has a channel because she's a member of YouTube, but she's just a watcher. She's a supporter. So I don't think she has ever printed and put anything out there, but she is a supporter. Now, if she wants to go live right now with me, she's more than welcome, and we put her up on the big screen and just do some back and forth talking because I have no problem with that. So, but I'm gonna let her make that call. If she wants to, she can just type yes, and I'll send her the link. Yeah, but yeah. But if Niecy Jackson wants to go live, or SSV, if you want to come in, just let me know. We'll send you the link, and we'll get you in there so y'all can actually come on with me. Not tonight, okay? All right, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, well, it's already the morning, so make up your mind. Now I'm just joking with you. Yeah, but SSV is on the West Coast, so it's a little early for her, but for us on the East Coast people, yeah, it is late. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. But I did a live this morning or today because I was at a basketball game. So Big Dog played a basketball game today, and I was able to stream the whole game. So if you go on my channel in my live, you can see the whole game from the warm ups in the beginning to the end, and it was a really, 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 really good game. So Niecy Jackson, see stuff like that get people blocked in this channel. But SSB, let me tell you something. Niecy Jackson is my aunt. She is my aunt, so that's why she's allowed to talk a little stuff like that. So she's okay. She ain't do anything, so she's all right. She's just she's earned that right to say those words, even though I'm over 50 years old. She's still talking madness in a sense, but it's all good. It's all good. She is my aunt, so and she's definitely very supportive of this channel since I've been up and running, and I'm truly blessed that she even came in here just to say hi right now. Yesterday we were testing out a different program, and in that program it was through the help of Nisi and other people that was in there that yeah, SSV, thank you. So and I appreciate that because a lot of people come in. Nitya, how you doing? Okay, hey, do your video and post it. This is well, I'm out here. I was testing. I got the new StreamYard program, and what I was doing was just working out some of the kinks that's in the program, so I can get used to it. It has so many different features. I want to make sure I'm hitting them all. So today I was able to stream a whole basketball game today live. My son was he played a basketball game today, and I was able to stream the whole game. So that was pretty cool. But now I know as a content creator, it gets tough to have to edit the videos and things like that. So I appreciate you stopping by and checking us out. And if you can do both, you're more than welcome. Um, so SSV saying, okay, Nidhi, I know you can see it. So it's saying, did you see her pizza recipe? So I'm gonna have to go check that channel out because she's dropping pizza recipes and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna have to make sure I hit that channel. So one of the features that you got with the StreamYard is to be able to drop a banner. So I got some banners already set up, but this is what it would look like right here if I drop the banner. So this is easy as me and you as I'm talking right now. And because I'm talking right now, here I can drop a banner and there it is. And you can also put a video in if you needed to. So one of the videos I was playing with, and I'm sure that Niecy Jackson in there, she would be able to recognize that if I showed the video that I was playing with earlier today. It's kind of cool though. Yeah, it's kind of cool program to have. It's not the free version, so I got the next version up, so I can move a lot of the logos and stuff around. So that's why I went that direction. But I'm glad that y'all able to talk with each other and support each other and get your channels up and running. If there's anybody else out there that's in the chat, I am looking to send invites out to anybody that want to go live right now and be side by side. The email is scrolling at the bottom. So if that's you, then go ahead and put your send me an email so I can get your contact information so I can drop that link to you. So Niecy Jackson, I'm gonna drop something for you. I'm gonna let you see something and tell me if you remember this. And I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I'm just gonna show a piece of it. But it's just one of the abilities or one of the things that you're able to do, which I think is really cool because that's going to change the how we uh, how we do things in the live world now. Let's see if I can find it. I might have lost it. Uh, yeah, that's not coming up. It was just there earlier. But anyway, I'll throw another one just so you can see what I'm talking about. But so with this, you can actually put a video in at the same time as you're going live. So you can put a video in and let the people you see part of a video, and then so it's dropping it again. You see some people in the video, and then you can still continue to talk, still continue to answer as we move on, and then you can close the video out. So that's a pretty cool feature, and I like that because I think that's going to change, especially when we're talking about um, doing different things and doing different things as far as when you're talking about sorry, having real talk. So now we can actually put a clip of something up and then have a full conversation based off of what we saw in the clip. So I think that's going to be a game changer in a sense with that too. So, but those are some of the things that I'm working on, trying to learn all the different bells and whistles. Okay, no problem. Have a good night, SSV. Thank you for showing up, so coming out here. Like I said, I'm just messing around with some of the programs. So, but have a good night and thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna make sure I check out your channel. Definitely, if you're talking about making a recipe for pizza, I'm gonna see if I can learn some things. So, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just one of those trying to get used to the program and all the good stuff that comes with it. So every time you learn something, you work on it and see if you can improve who you are and what you're doing, and we all will get better. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's the direction I'm going, and so you know how that works. You know how that works. So, but anyway, so Niecy Jackson, how you doing? Not, you know what? I'm not tired, but it's been a long day. It started earlier today, and it was good because I went to brunch with my wife, so we had a good early day. Then Marcus had his game, and then now, and it is what 1 o'clock in the morning. So you know how that go. You know how that go. And just again sitting there trying to play, not play, but learn different things. I still got the show tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. At 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then at the same time, you got the show. There's a couple of games on tomorrow, so we see who's going to the Super Bowl. So that's going to be cool. So we're working on that as well. Oh yeah, the early. Oh, it's here at the Bowie House. Yeah, yeah. So I can imagine. I can imagine. So it's like one of those. Like I say, the more and more you do, and more the things you put in, the time you put in, you get. Like I say, you get tired, and you are human, so it's normal. It's not even like it's you're not normal. No, it's normal to get tired. So, but it's all good. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad everything is okay with you. Went to a church. Wait a minute. Went to church for a fashion show and lunch. Okay, so you went to church for a fashion show and y'all had lunch. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Was that Nebo? Mount Nebo? That where you went? Yeah, 'cause that's that's some of the thing. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's good. Was you in the fashion show or you was just watching the fashion show? Yeah. No, you laughing. You got the skills to be in there. I would have supported if he was in there for sure. It's no doubt that you got the skills. But nah, yeah. So I'm just more chilling today. Nothing major. I just wanted to, I'm out here. I'm doing my thing, and I was just saying, hey, I'm going here live a little bit. Even though I did, like I said, I did the live at the basketball game, and that was cool. So I got to test the system out that way and see that it's able to live stream a whole basketball game. I was like, wow. And I've done bowling live, but I've never done bowling live with this program. So that's something nice too. Oh yeah, I will. Yeah, and now everybody else is in his bed. They're all knocked out. So Marcus, he played a lot today, and so Kamari did her thing, and so it's all good. But I definitely will tell them you said hello. Tell them you said hello. So is anybody in town, or is it just are you back in the Bowie house or the other spot? Here, all knocked out. Yeah, well, it is late or early or whatever you want to call it. So it's normal. So I think I said I think I'm gonna wrap it up and call it a night because I too. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm on. So yeah. So call you before I go to sleep. Okay. All right, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. So just in here, just chilling out, having another, just testing out StreamYard program. I know there's a lot of other different people got StreamYard, and they were saying that it does this and that, and I just want to test it all out. So that's what I'm doing in here, and I'm trying. So I figured out the banners. You see, I got the ticker at the bottom. I got the logo up in the top corner. I like some of the features that it does, because the fact that if I had to step away, so if I had to step away, you can just drop a note saying that you're going to be away, and then so let's see if it worked real quick. Uh, so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna be right back. If I was going to go somewhere, you just drop that, boom, and people will know you'll be right back. Uh, and then you got, uh, another one that I found, and I haven't really worked it out, is I could put my iron sharpening iron one up. Um, you can see that one. So what I would do is come off the screen, put that one up, or come off screen, put that one up, and that way you can see that iron sharpening iron show. So that's pretty cool. And then it does allow me to do music. It allows me to do an intro and outro video, and then so it's got some good features. It even like I say, has music. I don't know if you can hear the music, but it does have music. So there's some cute features in there. So we're really so thank you, because like I said, I had to switch to a whole nother program. So it's funny because I reached out to them and told them that it was glitchy. That the other people, it was glitchy and this, and they tell me it was me. And like, where's your is you? I'm like, okay, so just tell me how I can cancel, because one, you're not going to throw it back on me when I'm telling you your stuff ain't working. It is better now. Mind Games, I sent you the email. I'm on now. If you want to come on over, come on in, and we can go side by side. And if you know any other people, we can fill it up. But so because I've only done that once so far, so you have the link in your email. You go to the link and hit it if you want to, and we can come on in. So but yeah, but I'm glad that it is better now. Was able to do the basketball game, so that was cool. If anybody was there and watched the game, it was a good game. That game went all the way down to the last second, and but Blue won. So that was the icing on the cake, that Blue was able to pull it out. And like I said, I didn't use any names of the teams or any names of any players in there to protect them, because they are middle school players. And I was just trying to protect some of their privacy as much as I can. And so, oh yeah, no problem. I'm here. I'll be here for a little while. And because of that, that was why that was why I was saying the blue team and the white team and this and that. So if you're watching the video, and I was commentating it, so I commentated that whole game from the opening even down to the Big Dog and team, they pulled it out. So if you had a chance to watch it, they they worked it, and Big Dog got off at the end. So he ended up with 8 points in the game, but he had a big steal and a couple other baskets towards the end that put them over the top. So and he had a good block shot. So it was one of those back and forth games. But with that, you just if you work hard and put your time in, good things will come out of that. So and that's what they did. So I'm just super happy for those kids and the effort that they put in, because the team they played today last year, when they all was in the JV together, that team beat them 3 times last year. So that the team in white they played them and beat them 3 times last year. So that was different to say. Excuse me. To now have them uh, able to pull out and win. So mind games. Yeah. So yeah, I'm here. So but and Nisi, is it something that you need now, Nisi Jackson, or is it just something? Because it is what it is. And if it's something that you can text me, if it's something, then I can respond that way too. So Yeah, it's supposed to have the link in it. I can try to do it again. Stickers. I don't know. Okay, let me try it again and see. Yeah, so I'll just share. Give me 1 second. Messing around with this thing. Copy. 1 second, and hoping that it's not messing up. Yeah, yeah. It's in there. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, yeah, it's in there. Mind game. I got it. Okay, all right. Okay, so you got it. Okay, no problem. I only use the one that when you communicated with me. So moving into the stage.
Give me 1 second. I need to
Leave
put my
me
headphone in.
upside down, but it's all good. But Mind Games is in the program. What's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? No
I can't
echo?
hear you right now. Say again.
No echo? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep.
You can hear me now? Okay, cool.
Yep.
How you
How you
doing
doing?
tonight?
I'm doing
I'm
well.
doing
Doing well.
great, man.
That's
Awesome.
good. I've seen your show with Joe and his wife Michelle, and that was a really good.
Yeah.
Good show. So that was good.
I mean, it was what was cool about it was is that I didn't even realize it, but when she was having her live, I don't know if you saw it, she had a live. That was their
No, I
first live
didn't.
today at 5 o'clock. So
Okay.
Joe's wife had her first live today. And
Right.
when I got to see it, it was a two banger, if you want to call it that. It was realism with a lot of emotion. Like she really brought a lot of truth to it because she was
Right.
asking about like what is your happiest moment? And
Mm,
so like if I were to ask you, Big Jack, what is your happiest moment?
mm,
Would you think that it's something that would well, I'm going to ask you, what is your happiest moment, if you don't mind mentioning it? What is your happiest moment? And I have already think I have an answer, but I want to see if it's the answer that I think it is by you
yeah.
answering it before I say anything. Because I've already said
Honestly,
something.
happiest moment is a couple that runs up there, but the one would definitely be the birth of my first child. Being right there and seeing that, but then
Dude, I'm sorry
because
for calling you dude. I know you're a military guy.
yeah,
I'm sorry for calling you dude, but I was just on Joe with Joe, and I
mm,
said, you know, if you ask anybody that is true, the happiest moment will be their firstborn.
yeah, yeah,
And father or
yeah.
mother, it'll be their
Yeah, and
firstborn
and the thing is, because you're there and you're actually watching life come, So
for the first time.
I
All
have
the other
been
ones are a little
blessed.
different, but the first one is
Yeah,
something
the
that's
first one
like
is different. Yeah, it is different. So, and because of that is, and it's just the joy, of seeing it. So it is. So if you would say what's the happiest moment, that would definitely have to be at the top of the list.
and it
100.
also probably would make you cry. There's
Oh yeah,
probably
I
tears that
mean,
are
I
joys that
think it's just the fact that um, it's life. Life is now entering the world, especially when you watch the whole process and you watch them over there running the different tests and things like that on your kid, and you're like, wow, and you get to hold them for the first time and feed them for the first time and all of that, and it's like, that's pretty cool. So I wanted to acknowledge Nisi Jackson's down there. She said hello to you, Mind Game. So
hello, how you doing?
yeah, yeah. And if you
So
don't
she is
know,
is she your daughter?
that's my
Or no,
aunt.
sir. Oh,
That's my
your
aunt.
aunt. How
Yeah,
you doing today, Nessie? Is it
Nisi,
Nessie?
Nisi, Nisi.
Nisi. How you doing,
Nisi
Nisi? So
Jackson.
nice to meet you. I've been
Yeah,
on here before, and he's been on my channel, Big Jack.
yeah,
And we are really good at agreeing to disagree sometimes, and that right there is a nature of love, right there,
yeah,
because when you have the ability to be two strong men in
yeah,
totally two different areas, like
yeah.
I'm not a military trained person,
Nice.
and he is. So there's a different type of discipline. But when I resonated with how he brought his children up, his boys up to be men, and you see that he is not forced them to go in the military, and if anything, they learned enough from him that they didn't even need to go into the military
Yeah.
because he was able to transfer what he learned from the military, his
Yeah.
experience, to be like, hey, you want to go, you go, but you
Yeah.
don't have to go because I shared everything with you that you're going to
Yeah.
learn, pretty
That's pretty
much.
much. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and look at how much it helped you too. You have
Uh,
4 men
yeah.
as your
Yeah.
sons, and look at your fourth one right now is won a basketball game tonight.
Yeah. They won today. That was pretty good. He worked hard
I mean,
out
I know
there.
I thought you. I heard you sweating a little bit. You're like, yeah, you're like, I heard you sweating a little
Right.
bit.
It was tough. It went down to the last second. So
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. The last
congratulations,
it was
congratulations.
1.9 seconds left in the game, and it went down to it. So
Nice
he
to
just said,
meet you,
"Nice to meet you."
Nisi.
Yeah. So
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna tell you
Nisi.
this. So I'm on StreamYard now. So this is StreamYard, and I don't have the connections that you have. So if there's people that you want to bring in, we send an invite to them. I'm not even sure if you can. I think you might even be able to send an invite to them, but I'm not sure.
Well,
So
I
that
would
is
I wouldn't I would only be able to send him the invite that you sent me.
you're right,
You
and
know what
that's
I
the
mean?
same
Like I'd
thing.
only
The
be able
same
to,
link.
if that's
Yeah.
the same invite. So
Yeah.
right now, interestingly enough, I could maybe let me see something. I'd have to sort of go and do the same thing like you did, like,
Mhm.
but I don't have it on the phone. Sorry, I have
Right.
it on the phone, I think. Um, you said the thing about here, what's really unique is that it's a 24-hour thing.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
think right now where in the world, like,
Yeah.
because right
Yeah.
now
Where
when
in
I
the
got off,
world?
there were zero people on my live. I actually
Right.
just got
Right.
off my live about 40 minutes,
Yeah.
half an hour
Yeah.
ago. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
So everybody, we said goodnight naturally when Joe got off. Is like
Hmm.
so Joe brought everybody in, and
Right.
so like it's not about that, but really it's about that. Like I've realized that I can only talk so much, and that's why I was
Mhm.
expressing to you when we have to pay attention a lot more to the
Right.
actual
Right.
comments because it's the engagement.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you do these little hearts and we do the reactions and all that stuff, that does something to the system. It goes, "Ooh, thank you so much. I'm so happy."
Right.
But whatever it does to us, it doesn't matter. But when you
Mm.
look at the algorithm, when you look at the actual analytics, what it does for you when you get monetized.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
so it seems like there's a whole bunch of people like you and me. I mean, you're not monetized, right? No, you're not
No.
monetized.
No. No. No.
But
No. I don't have to watch
you
hours. I got the people.
right.
I don't have to watch hours.
Right, exactly. And so this is what I've been trying to figure out is that I know people, we all have so many subscribers. I know people that are desperate for subscribers and don't know how to get them, and
Mm.
I know how to get them.
Right. Right.
Okay. I've figured out a solution, but it's not a solution, it's called networking.
Right.
You
Correct.
know what I mean? It's not a solution. It's just a natural thing of like, hey, are you nice? Are you kind? How you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
People will
Right.
find you out, not just me, other people will.
Mm.
You can't fool everybody. You know what I mean?
No.
Somebody's gonna find out who you are if you're not real.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh,
so
100%.
yeah, and it probably in the military you see it even more because in the military it's like, yo, you're a bunch of men right now. Like you be
Yeah. Yeah.
fake in front of me. Like
Right. Right.
if I whip your butt, it's because you were a man. You were in this arena right now. You
Right. Right.
came
Correct.
here.
Yeah.
You can't cry mom right now when you're here in the military.
Yeah. You
That's
can,
I
but it
think what
don't. You can,
right
but
it
it
doesn't
don't mean
work.
anything.
Right. No, and
Yeah.
that's what my mom. That's what I think my mom was making sure of with the person. I think I told you the story about me
Right.
not going into the military because of that.
Right.
I
Right.
think that's what it was. Is my mom cried to the person and said, "Look, my son is not going to be able to make it through something, and if
Mm.
he doesn't make it through something, then something else is going to happen." And
Right.
that's where I think it went. Is like he might make it through so many other things, push-ups and pull, but if he's not going to make it through the person that's going to be beating him down mentally.
Right.
That's
Right.
what I
Right.
think she is. I would be like, "What, Sergeant?" I'd knock him right out, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be in the brig or whatever
Nah.
it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I probably would lose anyways. He'd be like, "What? You just punched me?" And I'd like knock me out right away. My hand would
Well,
probably be broken.
it wouldn't be one on one. I can tell you that.
No,
So
of course not. Of course
yeah.
not. I know that right away.
Yeah.
I'm the person that's assaulting the main guy. And
Oh
he'd
yeah.
be
Yeah.
like, "I'm walking back. Everybody's gonna kill you now,
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
bring you
Yeah.
right there close to it. They're gonna unlive
Yeah.
you close to it." So I can
Yeah.
imagine that it's a brotherly thing. Like you get out of line with everybody. Like one person, you're out of line with everybody. Because
Right.
I've heard that it's like if you don't keep up, you're like so. In what I recognize is this: you're only as strong as your weakest man. Is
Right.
that what it basically is?
Well, yeah,
So
and that's how
you
it
don't
is.
want your
So,
weakest man to be weak. You want him to
no,
be as
no,
strong as you.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
that's exactly. So we find where the weak point is, and we try to um, reinforce that area so it's not a weak point anymore. So we
Is it hazing that you're in recent? Like I'm not saying you, but I've heard there's this hazing that goes on with it to see if they
now
to sort of the breaking them.
the difference with military is they're
No,
trying
wait,
to.
it's
Uh,
okay. I'm listening
no,
because
I'm
I've
just
heard
saying,
hazing. I've heard there's hazing in the military.
well, and let me see. We'll say the difference is it's a discipline thing. So, and they're trying to take the civilian part out so that you can have the military part in. So we come
Oh,
in
so
with
it's
a
not
lot of.
hazing.
It's really not. It's just you have to have the discipline. So now when
So
you
if
get
you
to
break
be,
somebody and you break them really
you're
bad,
trying to get, because the thing is, you don't have the we don't
the
get a lot of
luxury,
oops. We don't get a lot of oops second or oops
right?
opportunities.
You don't. You're right.
So
You don't have the luxury to survive a second
right,
time.
right, right. So if I tell you to stop, I need you to stop right now. Not stop when
Right.
you want
That's why
to,
you go
not
like
stop.
this or whatever it
Yeah,
is. Like
or
you,
like so and the word for that is like if I say mine or if I say bomb or whatever, that means to stop wherever you was doing because
right?
your next step could be your last step. And I don't
And
need
then
you to be
everybody
like,
around you too.
right, right. So the mindset that we have is you can't tell me what to do and then you kill everybody. So I
Right.
need you to get that out. And if you're not going to get it out, you're a threat to everybody. So that's when you start seeing other people come in and maybe try to encourage you to get on
That's what
board
I'm
with them.
trying to do here.
Right, right.
Literally, we don't
Yeah.
need our egos. I tell you, the people that I talk to the most, if me and you become something that's more than just this way, we're already connecting outside.
Right.
You're gonna see there's gonna be sometimes I'm gonna be like, hey, Big Jack, like I didn't like that, or like I felt
Mm,
uncomfortable. Or it's like there, and you'll probably do the same thing to me because
right.
that's right there the truth about people.
Mm,
You're not going to get every bit of quality out of a person, but you don't tie yourself to that something that's going to make you like oh, I don't like that person because this.
right, right, right.
Everybody is going to look at something and be like, oh, nitpick. But you know what it is? I believe that it's this. The person is I'm nitpicking about myself, so I need to nitpick about the other person,
Right.
something that I'm deficient on that I like, oh, they either have it or they don't have it. Like, oh, I'm not going to learn anything from them because they don't have what I'm deficient on. Or, wow, I'm jealous of them. So there's a
Yeah.
attraction that happens instead of like, hey, you know something? You're cool. Let me learn from you.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you know
Mm,
something? Like you say, hey, you know something? You got something like you did that for me. Like
right.
literally, we rarely, 3 weeks ago, we weren't really talking. We were
No, no,
communicating
no.
through like
Yeah.
comments, but not really
Yeah.
like this.
Right.
We've been, I think, 3 times already.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it has been natural the whole time.
Oh,
And
and
I'll
that's
tell you,
how
you
it
know what's
should be.
interesting? There's people that thought that it was uncomfortable the first time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people thought that it was an uncomfortable situation for them because they saw us agreeing to disagree,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and they were like they didn't understand it. And so this is something that's I can tell that you've worked with your men, meaning your
Mm,
boys.
right, right, right.
You got them to believe like, look, your son didn't win tonight because he's an I.
Mm, right, right. No,
You know,
absolutely, absolutely. You're right.
he might be an I am when he's talking to God, but he's
Yeah.
not an I when he's in a team.
No, you're right. Absolutely,
Just
absolutely.
like you're not an I when you're in a team. You say, I need you to stop. You need to stop because you're going
I
to blow us
just
all up.
you can
You
hurt
know,
us all. Yeah, and that's
right.
how it is, and that's exactly how it is. So and being able to, like you say, come together, and even as the scriptures say, let us reason together. That doesn't mean we're going to always agree. We're reasoning together. So I'm allow you to, say your piece, and you allow
Have
me to
me,
say
and you're
my
going to have
piece.
you.
And some of it is going to you're going to look at it like, you know what, that was right. And then some of it, because some of the comments you made to me, I'm going to say, because I didn't look at it that way, and I know you said other people was looking at it because they're listening
They
to a
were uncomfortable
conversation.
that we were working it out, I believe.
Right, right.
Not that we were going somewhere. They thought it was going to go somewhere, but when they saw it working out, I think that's what made
Oh
them
yeah, and
uncomfortable.
that could be it. Because the thing is, like I say, I'm the I take I listen to what you have to say. I'm gonna take what I'm gonna use, and
I
then
listened to you too.
I'm gonna
I
flush.
understood exactly what you were
But like
saying.
you made a comment about me being more uh, engaged with the people in the chat. So be a little bit more engaged with the people in the chat. And I took that. I was like,
I
okay.
know.
So that
Listen,
very
it's only
next
constructive. It's
the
only
very
constructive.
next the very next Iron Sharpening Iron show, I made time.
I
I
saw
actually
you do
said
it. I was
every
there.
every 10 minutes I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna engage in this, and we keep going through. So I had to purposely say, hey, let me make sure I stop and recognize what's going on in the
You know
chat.
what it does for you know what it also does for your guest
Mm.
is it helps acknowledge them because the people inside the text, if you're not acknowledging them, a lot of the times they're going, so right here you can see my name.
Right,
Okay. But they don't know still how to get to me. They don't know there's an at symbol, but that is the way to get to me. You can get to
right.
me through mind games or just through that.
Yeah.
But when I go to the lives that are over on the other side, like through, I call
Oh
it
yeah, right.
the future time zone.
Mm.
Um, they don't really have like because they have so many people on, and they're like it gets so small. So even if they have it on there, you can't see it
Got
unless
you.
you're like on a big screen.
Right.
But it's a very interesting thing because when you're on a live like this, if you
Mm.
have so they have 10 people on a live today. I was on a live that had 10
Right,
people
right.
on it using StreamYard.
Mm.
Um, and they're all changing back and forth. So what they do is that when a person is on, like if you're talking or you're singing or you're dancing or whatever you're doing, it's focused that everybody should be on. Everybody else will turn their mic off.
Gotcha.
Meaning, so they're not talking. Whatever noise is coming through, it's not there. So you can
Right.
go do anything else, but you're not disturbing the person that is actually talking.
Mm.
So, like if you're on a Zoom, you see that all the time. Zoom, the
Right. Right.
actual person that's talking can.
Right.
So this is what we need to learn how to do this civilly, like do this civilly. I
Gotcha.
see people that try to do this and it turns into a wreck.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This has to be something that if we're going to start something like this, because I haven't gotten the stream area, but I want to have group sessions.
Right.
But I
Right.
want to have group sessions where people aren't going to be shut down,
Mm.
meaning that you're going to be able to discuss your point, but it
Right.
can't be an argument where you turn like angry and you start screaming. Like that's because I know what I've done before.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know that I'm gonna have to be really patient. I'm gonna really be in tune. And I'm gonna need to stop and breathe sometimes because I have a trigger,
Mm.
sometimes, and you saw it a little bit. I'm
Right.
grateful that because you saw how I got. I am to my point, but I realized that we were on the same page. We just had a little different tweaks on it.
It's this way. So
And that's why I said it's basically like giving a gun to somebody with no ammo. You know what I
right.
mean?
Right.
Like that's what I was looking at. Is like I want people to get to the point because if we don't get there, we're only losing out on what YouTube is, what the corporations are giving us
Right. Right.
because we're already gaining something for free by us doing this.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
longer we
No,
do this
100.
for free, they're gaining more.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only
No,
reason I want people to get. I don't want it for any nefarious things. They still need to earn their money.
right.
But at least if you have a chance, I believe, and I don't care. I'm not saying that you need to agree with me, but that's what I was really wanting to come to. I want it to be a point where we're together. You know what I've
Mm.
noticed is there's so many people that are joining, uniting, but yet they're starting their own communities. And
Right.
so there's a thing that goes on. I just mentioned this today for the first time yesterday, the other day, last, sorry, yeah, well, yesterday and into today,
Mm.
that I mentioned in one of my lives yesterday. The would you like an opportunity? Okay, and people, most of them said yes, and some people said, well, it depends on what kind of opportunity, and some of them said no. So what I was saying was is that there's a word inside opportunity. And so today people were saying that word unity.
Mm.
Okay. And then I was
Right.
like, well, also community, two words
Right.
that have unity.
Mm.
Now imagine this. If we stop thinking about one community and we think about unity in the community is the opportunity. Now I'm not saying that I know the words. These are something that Joe and I have worked on. We still haven't come with it. That sounded the closest to what I just said, and I'll have to come back to it. I didn't write it down.
Right. Right.
It sounded the closest to what it could be as a positive message against the negative message that the news tells us all the time. They're always telling us, oh, beware of this, and oh, this is coming, and oh, look, this happens here. All the things to fear us and anger us. This is
Right.
something that's like, hey, there's an opportunity for unity, for the community to join together and actually that be the opportunity for not any more division, because that's what they
Right.
want us to be. They want us to be divided.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
few people want us to be divided. They don't want us to
No.
be united because
I,
we're stronger together, like you
we
said.
are. We're 100%. Yeah, we're stronger
Stronger
together.
together. What is it again? We what?
Huh?
What do we
We
do?
we grow and glow.
Exactly, baby.
We grow and
I'm
glow.
sorry that I use some of these words. I know you're a man, but I
No,
sometimes
no,
use these
no.
words
Oh,
because
that look. You're right on point. The
thank you
big
so
thing
much.
is you're right on point. So I'm not. I'm not. I think that we're, because we all have a mission, and because you're still establishing your channel and trying to get to certain spots that a lot of people, it's like, well, I have to break away from the community because I need to work on mine and get mine. And sometimes you say, not knowing that if you hang with the community, we all can grow and glow. It's
That's
not
the only
about,
way we grow.
hey Chris,
Literally.
what's up, sir? How you doing? You have
Uh,
contact for Chris?
do I?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you want to get into this right now.
Oh, okay. No problem. No
No,
problem.
no, it's up to you. We said
Yeah.
hello for the first time today
Oh, okay. All right.
because
Well, no, I
well, no,
visit. No, I
we've
visit.
said
I
hello
visit his.
before, and so if you visit him, you probably have heard what's going on.
No, and really, I don't. So I visit.
Oh, really?
I see his live. I go through his live, and I see
Okay,
him,
I'm
and
cool.
I make sure I hit
How you
that
doing,
like
bro?
button.
Good to
I
see
make sure
you.
I hit that like button. I think so that's where. So
I
we're
listen.
still.
I only want to see people grow.
Oh yeah.
Only want to see people grow, and I think that there's been things that have been misunderstood. And it's
Yeah.
interesting that Chris is on here right now because he
Yeah.
had to have seen it through and we have said the first time hello today.
Okay.
And it was a unique hello.
Hmm.
It was a hello by me, and he didn't resonate at first. And then I said, I would, I hope you would want to say hello to me, because it
Hmm.
was like sort of like an area of a family that's sort of like my family, away
Hmm.
from this family.
Right.
And
Right.
so they came across it somehow. But you know, when you're inside the presence of people, like, so example, you're in the military, you're not going to let something inside there that's going to, like a military person, like I'm saying, you're only as strong as the weakest person.
Hmm.
So you got to make sure that you don't. And so I'm not saying anything about anything, but what I'm saying is that there's a misunderstanding that doesn't need to go any further. And I was
Right.
making amends to it today. I
Okay.
was, I really was. So I wanted you to know, when you asked that question, do you really want to go there? But you're like, I didn't want to go any further than that.
Like say, I,
There's nothing, like, there's no sides to pick. There's no
right, right.
sides to pick. Chris is my boy. He knows
Okay.
that from the beginning. But there's been misunderstandings. And
Gotcha.
look, you
Okay.
like I text to talk. I
Mm,
text to talk. And so text to talk sometimes with autocorrect really messes you up,
mm. I
when you're
got you.
doing a comment.
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
especially when you're doing it on a computer, because it's like
Yeah.
the voice is not the same. So there's been a lot of things that have been misspelled,
No,
you
I got
know. And so it turned into something that made me look not too savvy, not
you.
too
Got you.
good. For what
Okay.
I said, it's like how you do anything is how you do everything. If I'm messing
Right.
up and doing texting like back and forth, like, how am I doing everything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to resonate with inside, like, hey, I got to change this. How you doing, Netya?
Yeah. Yeah. It's in there. Chris is
Good
here.
to see
So
you, Chris. Seriously, good to see you,
yeah.
bro. I'm not trying to bring anything up. I'm just saying, good to see you. I'm glad that we said hello today.
Nah, like I say,
And I'm
when I
grateful that you
took
had
through,
this moment, because you know that
huh?
Netya, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but
Mm,
Netya had her live show one day,
mm,
and she was able to come on somehow. So she had like her music on, but yet she was able to come in and talk
mm.
to Anthony and myself. And
Right.
we barely were, like, we were still begrudging, but I started talking a little bit more. And then I guess he saw that there was communication on my end, and we've said hello a couple times, but we really weren't resonating to it. We basically broke that miscommunication.
Got you.
It's not easy to do this.
Right.
I've been known to be the person, like, when I live in a place, when I have, like, when I don't have a job, which I rarely have a job,
Mm.
people don't understand that I have other ways of making money, and it's not
Right. Right.
illegal. So they like my roommates. If I have a roommate, they're like, "You're in the same place that I left you when I had to go to work at 9 to 5." They're like jealous that I, like, I'm mad at me, and
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
"Why are you mad at me if I pay my bills? Like, you can't be mad at me if I pay my. If I come to you to borrow money, you can be mad at me
Got you.
because you're working and I'm not working. If I'm grubbing off of you, you can be mad at me. But if I'm paying
Mm.
all my bills, trust me, I'm taking care of myself, no matter
Right.
how I do
As
it."
long as I'm handling my business, there you go.
Exactly, man. Don't get mad at me because you haven't figured out how to do it.
Right.
That's the thing. And so that's what's happened a lot of times in my life, is I've figured out things a lot before other people, and I've shared it, and sometimes it's come across as maybe arrogant,
Right. I
and
got
I
you.
don't mean it. But
Mm.
like, when I find something out, I want to share it. And what I've
Right.
recognized is this: is that you can't tell anybody anything until you do it yourself first.
See, that's the bottom line right there. So, like, prime example. Yesterday, well, I guess it's 2 days now that we crossed the midnight hour. But remember, I was trying a different streaming program.
I wanted to ask you about that, please.
Yeah, and it was really glitchy. It had a lot of glitches. There was people that was in here working with me as I was trying to test it out and this and that. And so I parted ways with that one and went to StreamYard only because of the fact that I wanted to. So I appreciate everybody that helped me get through that yesterday. But before I was going to spring it on anybody, I wanted to test it. So that's one of the things that I like to do. So, like you say, I'm not going to, I'm gonna try it before I allow anybody else to do it. And I've been doing that, even like I said, I do that with my kids. I'm gonna go and check the field before I let my sheep come in there and check the field. So, I'm gonna make sure it's safe for them to get in. So, Nitya and Chris, y'all see the email flashing at the bottom. So
Dude, you guys
if,
want to come in?
if y'all want to
I think,
come on in. Send me an email. I'll send you the link. That email is going across the
dude,
bottom.
so
Big Jack
check this
Story
out.
Time.
If you want people to come in, you know what they do over there? They put the link inside the actual chat.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you
Okay.
can put it inside there right away. You don't need to email anybody
Oh,
because
okay. I
you're on
didn't. You
StreamYard.
know
I
what?
I have to email. I have to email because mine turns into a picture. It's a long link. Yours is a very short
Right.
one. But again,
Yeah.
they'll never be able to use it after that. and you can only have 10 people, and you can deny them. They don't
Right,
have
right,
to come
right.
in if you want to. You know what I mean? If it's somebody that you don't want to come in like a troll, but it's up to you always.
Yeah. No, no, no. And that's I'm growing. I'm learning. So
No, no, I'm sharing, and I'm glad that I
yeah.
wanted to find out about that because I heard you were saying something about a glitchy. See, exactly like that. And if you want to, you pin it to the top so it doesn't flow through. It's
Mhm.
there for the top, so you can say to anybody,
Right.
if you want to come in until we get to 10, you can come in.
So then that's
You
the
know,
thing that I'm working on as far as the pinning and things like that. So
all you do is the
um,
same thing that you did when you're making a moderator. It's the same
right.
thing.
But see,
It
you
says
can't do
pin.
that from
Why?
here. I would have to have from the StreamYard. I can't make a moderator. I have
No,
to
no. Oh,
actually,
really?
yeah.
Oh, somebody.
I'd
Oh, what
have
is
to
it?
have another. I would have to have another computer. Now, if you're already shown as a moderator, that's because you was a moderator before
Right, right, right.
and you
No, but I'm
stayed.
saying you can't even pin the. You can't even pin that link that you just put. You were
No,
able to
no,
type in, but oh, really?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
okay.
yeah, so that was something that I learned as well. So yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have some
Oh,
people
Chris,
coming in soon.
you're good, man. You're good. You good. I know
Okay,
you got to
I
go to
see some
work.
people maybe coming in.
Yeah, I know you got to go to work and all that. So you're good, man. I appreciate it. I just know, look, the offer's always there. I'm still in the test mode, so I'm still trying to see what the things I can do. One of the things I found out that I can't make a moderator. So, but the way I went around that, Todd, was to say I'm going to have my computer, a computer nearby that allows me to go in there and I can actually keep it clean and things like that. So, yeah,
Well, yeah, that's a good thing. I have to have a computer, you see.
right, right,
And
right,
look,
right.
on my computer because of the internet, it's frozen. Like literally, I've been on it for so long, I have to get off
Uh,
of things. But now we're
got you.
working. Okay, so now I put enough on that, and look, but it's coming in grainy. You see that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's those are things that we're learning and we're getting used to it. So right now you're on a phone. Is
I'm
that
on a
what you're
phone.
doing?
Well, I don't know if you know this. Are you on a computer?
I'm on a computer right now. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were on a phone, you'd be faster. There's a reason there's a delay between us is
Yeah.
because you're on a computer.
Right. But
So
then right
when you go
now,
on a phone with this, can you go on a phone with this?
yeah, yeah. I was on the phone earlier today when I did the basketball. So yeah.
Okay. So when you're on a phone with StreamYard, you're quicker
Right,
because you're
right.
using Wi-Fi as well as I guess you're using the 5G and whatever
The
you can
5G.
connect to.
Yeah.
So
Hey, good
you
night.
have
I'm
that
sorry.
ability.
What's that? Good night, Chris. Hey,
Good
good
night,
night, sir.
Chris.
Yeah.
Good night, Chris. Look,
Yeah.
today was a very interesting day because we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Life is a very interesting place. I look at life like this. It's interesting. Maybe you might recognize this too. Is that in the military, if they see a weakness, don't they push that weakness to find it to break?
Well, the thing is,
Not to break it in a bad way, but to make sure that it doesn't come back when you're talking about, like in the war, whatever you're in, you need to
right, right,
stop. Is that the same
right.
kind of thing? I'm trying to see if that is.
Yeah, if you refuse to break, yes, they're gonna find a, either get rid of you or they'll break you.
Okay.
So yeah,
So they'll push you to the point kindly until they realize that you're resisting, that you're not going to give in. And
right,
then that's when they believe it's hazing. That's when
correct.
they
And
say,
then you
"Oh, it's
could be.
hazing, it's hazing." When
Yeah.
realistically, like if you want to still be here, you got to break. You got to let us
Well,
in.
here's the thing: it's your name is perfect for the military because it's a mind game. So if it's you thinking that this person is coming down on you, you think they're hazing you, but they're really not. It's more of
They want to know
um,
that you're by them, that you're going to be like their Spartan. You're going to be their warrior.
will you listen? Will you listen to what I got to say? Will you take my advice? Not just my advice, because my advice is going to save your life. And so, wait a minute, real quick. Nisi, it's saying that you don't have your mic and camera set up, and because that, it won't let you come in. So it's saying your device is
Oh,
not connected.
so you'd have to be on a phone if it's not allowing you to connect to your laptop. Because if you have a computer, then I think you have to have like a webcam. And I
Yeah,
don't know how those work because I don't have like a desktop anymore.
right,
I'm on a
right, right.
laptop now. They all
Yeah,
come with those cameras, so they can watch you.
correct. Yeah. So, but
Even though they say they're not watching you.
it's a discipline thing. So you have to come in with the mindset of
Mindset.
yeah, that what not so much what I say goes, but it's more like that's the thing about dinner. So you're eating dinner, right? You sit down to eat. The mindset is if you can taste it, you're eating too slow. So if you can taste it, you're eating too slow. So you rush through the meal, you get through the meal because we're not going. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, niece.
Thanks,
um,
Nisi.
what you're not going to do is sit there and lollygag and stuff because here, yeah, it's great when you're in the cafeteria, but when you're in the field, we don't have that time. You got that get the meal in and get the moving. The mission doesn't stop because it could be a round coming over, so you want to make sure you get your time in. So if you're tasting it, you're eating too slow.
You're a
Now,
sitting duck if you're tasting it.
because you're just sitting there, right?
Right.
Exactly. So family, let's think of family. If we wanted you to have a family, we'd have issued you one. So because that mindset of me worrying about my wife and my kids and stuff, it can get you hurt out there in the field. You can't have that. You got to go out there with the mindset of yes, you want to get back home, but if you're sitting there afraid to move forward because you know what you got in the rear, you're going to get yourself and get somebody hurt. So
Is
and,
that why they keep you in for longer stints? Because when they know that you're good at it and you're like you're performing really good, they want to keep you in it so you don't
well,
go back to that other emotional state when you go
well,
back to.
some of it is that, and some of it is just the
Is
fact
it a
that
mind game? Is it a
it
mind game?
100%,
Okay.
100%.
Now,
It's
who is doing the mind game? Is it the sergeants or is it actually the government pushing it all the way down?
right. It's always starts somewhere at the top and it works its way
You're
down.
right.
So you got to look at where
Right.
it's coming from. So
Exactly.
everybody's just doing their job. Everybody's doing a mission. So it's my mission to whatever. So it's
Have
a
you seen
drill
any?
sergeant.
I just want to ask, have you seen some weird things with the transfer? People not realize, like people saying, like I heard things that were going to happen. I'm not going to. He's not my. Have you heard any of that? Have you heard of any something in your body that maybe are still in the
Not
military
because
that
I'm
it's
not
been
because I'm not in now because I'm not in. I don't hear and this and that. But the way it
like
works
how would
is
that
just
go?
going to
How
be
would that go?
it's going to go exactly like it is. It's going to be that is the commander in chief, and that has the highest ranking. But now here's the other part to that: if it's something that they're asking you to do that's unlawful, you don't have to obey that law. So
Right.
it's just like so now becomes the you're weighing, and that's where it gets scary because now I'm throwing my own judgment in there. Is this a lawful act you're telling me to do, or is it? And it's like it's so simple when we could just walk straight, but now I
Right.
got to try to figure out the curves, and
You have
that's
to
when it gets
interpret yourself. You have to
it gets
interpret
a
as a
little
group
heavy.
too. And
Yeah.
so you
So
have different opinions as a group. And you're like, wait a second, why do I need to interpret this as a
yeah.
group where you were a unit and
Mhm.
yet our government is dividing us because of these different things?
And sometimes and because of that it makes it weird and
Right.
and when you're
So is
out
it always
there
around the time of the transition that it becomes
well
weird every 4 to 8 years?
it's always going to be different because yeah when you change anything you change a leader you change it makes it tough because people come in with different ideas they come in with different mindsets and this is how we're going to do that's why we try to keep it that's more of a high level. We use those terms a lot. That's above my pay grade. So my pay grade is right here.
Oh,
So I'm right at this level, and that's what I need to do. So regardless, because the orders, even if it started at the top, by the time it gets to me where I'm at, it's in went through 8 people. So, you
do
know,
they change the order ever? Those eight
they
people?
can, they can,
Really?
yeah, one hundred
So if a
percent.
top order came down, it could be like telephone. Is it like because they miss it, they interpret it differently each time and they send it down differently, or is it because they resisted to follow it and that's
Yeah,
why they changed
sometimes.
it?
What's that? What's that movie? Hunt for Red October.
Hmm.
And remember, they got the mission, and they didn't have all of it because of communications, and
Right.
it happens just like that. So
Really?
that was really close because the thing is, what's right to do, but you also had orders to do something else. So it's like I gotta wait for. But the thing is that's where the checks and balances come in, where I just need to wait and it's important. So part of my job, what I had to do was to get that communications up. So as an MP, we're the ones that's running into that area,
Logistics. Is
setting
that
up the
logistics?
antennas. We're setting up the antennas so that they can communicate because they need it. That is very
Okay,
important.
that's not logistics. You're doing
Yeah,
something
no,
else. You're
no, it's something else. But the thing is, we're setting up the communications so that those orders will come and everybody, people on the battlefield is hearing what people are saying from headquarters and things like that. So that was very important that we made
Can I
sure
ask
that
you a
that was
question
safe.
really quick?
Yes.
My buddy was in the was in the Marines. So
Mm,
always once a Marine, always a Marine.
mm,
He always said to me like, yeah, I wasn't a grunt, I was in the rear with the beer. Because
mm.
he was one of the people that worked on the Humvees and set up all the antennas. He said, I
Gotcha.
learned
Gotcha.
two wires. So what he did for a living, he worked for AT&T
Oh, okay.
for his whole life. He still works for them. That's what he
All right.
does.
Mm.
So is that sort of like what you did or no? You did battle. You did battle or no?
Uh, yes.
Well,
Well, the thing
maybe I'm
is,
saying, did you practice for it or did you go into battle physically? Did you go into?
well, I was as close as you can get to it. I've never had to fire my weapon or anything like that.
Thank God, man. Thank
Even though I
God.
was I'm super trained on everything you can think
No,
about.
but
So,
you don't want to hurt somebody.
yeah,
You don't want
yeah.
to have to hurt somebody.
And the thing is, it's again, we're back to the mission and the assignment and this and the good thing is, I was Army, so it's a little different than the Marines, only because the Marines are like first to go in, so
Right.
it's a lot more. They do a lot more fighting, because Army is more what we when the Army goes in, they're going in to take over. So it's the Marines go in to just fight, knock the
Right.
walls
You're the
down.
Army Corps of Engineers.
No, no,
No, not you,
that's
but I'm saying the army is the Corps of Engineers, right?
right. Well, pretty much.
Right,
So they
right.
have the engineers in there, but when you start thinking about it, when the Army goes in, they're going to take it over. So we're going in there to take this. Say it's 100 acres of land. Marines went in and they fought the land, they cleared the land. Army goes in and take the land, and now we're going to take that area and we'll put up our own
Wow.
bases or whatever. And
First time I've ever heard it like that.
yeah, it's
I've
100%.
always heard that the Marines were always first in to fight the battle, but I've never heard the reasoning for the army and like
Yeah,
why you wanted to be in the army if you could be the person that was in the front. And I've heard
that
that there's
you're in the
like
front.
rangers and all this stuff that are
Yeah,
like they want to be the people that are in the action,
yeah, yeah,
but yet the army, you just explained it to me that it's like because
yeah.
I've always heard the Army Corps of Engineers is like being the people that come in and set up after the
Set up
devastations,
afterwards. Yeah,
like
yeah.
with Katrina,
We're going
do
in.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So
That's the army that
the,
comes in and
the
does that.
engineers is a one of the jobs that's in the Army, and it's in a lot of them. But yeah, it's normally after the Marines have already went in, so we can respect them. To the point that the Marines don't the
Is that a little?
Marines don't have their own branch. They don't even have their own branch. So you got to because they're part of the Department of Navy, so they're part of the Navy.
I've heard
So
that before.
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard that before.
So
So that means the Coast Guard is even like a little bit better than them because they have their own branch.
well, yeah.
Well, no, okay, I guess they're the lowest
The
on the totem pole because they're always on the
Coast
boat
Guard don't
sailing
leave.
away.
The Coast Guard don't leave the U.S., so we don't count them. They don't go. They don't
Okay.
go.
So
We
basically,
no,
there's only
trust
three
me.
branches.
Yeah.
There's really only three branches that have their own, and because I've heard that that the that the Navy is the ones that brought the Marines on because of a
Correct.
certain
Yeah,
mission or
yeah.
something like
They
that a
are.
while
That
ago.
that is the
Backstory.
Marines are part of the Department of Navy. So yeah.
Okay.
So 100%. So and then you got the Army, you got the Air Force itself, and then the Air Force. They're not going in. They're not going in. They're going over, but they're not going
Right.
in.
Right.
The Navy sits so
Unless
far
something
out.
happens to the thing, and then they're still trained too. I've seen that if they get like not all of them they've been in bad situations where even if they're trained it doesn't help them. You know what I mean?
No,
Because
no.
it's
It
like
can
a
happen.
rampage. But if they have an opportunity, I've seen them be able to navigate the system and learn. They have all the techniques,
Oh yeah, you
and
still
all
go
of this.
through the basic part of military and being they're still soldiers, and we
Right,
respect them. And everybody don't fly, so you got to think if you're not a pilot, you're really never leaving the airport if you look at it that way. And they're not going to have an airport because the planes can fly hundreds of miles, so there's no need to having everybody on in the
right.
battlefield.
So if you're in if you're in the Air Force, is the Air Force mixed with the Navy when it comes to flying through
No,
like
Navy got their
aircraft
own.
carriers or no?
Navy got their own pilots.
No,
Yeah,
I know, but do Navy fly into aircraft carriers?
they can.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there can be Air Force that flies into a Navy air and so they're part of the mission.
Yeah, they can if they need to, but it's very rare the Air Force will land on a Navy aircraft carrier.
Really?
Yeah,
As of like a disrespect type of thing because they don't want to
no,
get
no,
like they
no.
don't want.
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
the fact that Navy has their pilots for a reason, and Air Force got pilots for a reason.
But
Army has
how do
pilots.
Air Force get over to other places to do their stuff in Air Force? Like if you have to have like a sea landing strip, how do you fight like a like something that's on the land, but you want to have the advantage of landing on the sea, so you don't have to get shot at or something like that. So I noticed
Well,
that some of the times the wars are off the coasts.
yeah, but see, you got to look at how we're like a chess piece. We have bases all over the world. So
Oh,
the
you're
Air Force
right.
is
Oh,
always
you're okay. You're right.
they always got a spot, so
You're
they
right.
know where to go.
Or they use it, or they use an allies.
Correct, right, yeah.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
So they're more land, and maybe it's the sea. So so when those ships are, or jets or whatever taking off that aircraft carrier, it's a Navy pilot fighting more, because you don't see too much Air Force, and you could, but it's not as much Air Force in the dog fights and stuff like that. That's more of that Navy thing, Air Force.
Really?
Because you think about, look at the planes that the Air Force are flying. It's a couple, but it's not a lot.
You guys have the you have the one that's the hover and the whatever 35 or whatever it is, the one that hovers. What is it called again? The Raptor or
Uh,
whatever.
like, well, I'm not sure which one that is, but you want like the stealth, or
It is the stealth, but it lifts off. It can lift up vertically.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's a Marine plane as well. So they both got something. I know the
Right. And
Army has one, and the Marine has one. Air Force has the stealth. So yeah, they all have something very similar. But yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but it depends on what your mission is. So remember, I had Paul McKnight on, and he was a helicopter pilot. But he
I
flew,
remember. I want to learn
yeah,
more about the Apache. I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
you
So
talking
he
about
flew the
that.
Apache. So, and he was Army. So that's more getting the soldiers in or getting them out, from a mission, and using the helicopter to get in spots where a plane wouldn't get. But if he was calling for a bomb to be dropped or whatever, most likely you'll be calling for an airplane that's going to come in,
Right,
just
because he
drop.
can't leave this. He can't leave
Yeah,
the scene fast enough
right,
for a
right.
big
So
bomb. Maybe.
they're just gonna drop and go, and
Can you find out really quick? Well, maybe not quick, but can you find out one day? There's something that I've heard. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they have to get fitted for their. First of all, they get fitted for their actual headgear when you're an
mm,
Apache pilot. And also, it's was he the pilot or was he the guy that was behind?
he's the pilot.
Okay, so he has to be able to go focus with one eye, and then he has also like a retinal thing that comes in, and he's able to do like like he's able to use his both eyes differently, separate
Very
them.
different. Yeah, it's a training, I'm sure. Yeah, we had to
Can you
get him.
ask them what that's called when you get a chance? Can you
I
ask them
got
what
you.
that's
Yep.
called?
We had to get him
Please.
on here so he can tell us what it
Thank you.
is.
Because that's I want to learn more about that because I've seen that before, and like the only person I saw that from, I think it was like what's his name? He's an actor, so it was in a
Mm,
movie.
mm,
But I heard about it before and I've read on it. But it's like every one of these pilots that are doing something, because they're using the HUD system, they need to be able to have the separation. Even fighter pilots, like they have to be able to have the separation of their eyes. Not
mm.
and also because in a pilot it's a little differently. That's flying a plane than in flying in a Apache.
You're right.
Because they can slow they like Apache can hover, but planes, are in dogfights a lot of the time. I don't know if Apaches are in dogfights. They're
Nah,
usually
not
just
even
far
though.
away and they're just bombing people
Yeah,
away,
you're more fighting something on the ground, not something in
Right.
the air. Yeah,
Tanks and stuff like that, and you're making like the way for the
right,
military, for the Marines
right,
to come through, right?
right. Well,
Are they the first people or are they after the Marines? They're part of the army, so they're after the Marines.
it depends on yeah, it depends. All right, Nisi, I'll see you later, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.
Good night, Nisi. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
And I see Nitya in there talking to SSV about watching her video on the pizza. So SSV made a video about pizza, and
Oh,
it's in her channel. So we have to make sure we check it out.
okay. I will check that out.
Yeah, yeah. But it depends on how the battle went and who's going to be first or whatever. So, but normally, first to fight is your Marines. They're first to fight. They're the first ones to get in on ground. But before they even get there, see, here's the thing. So here's the thing where a lot of people don't know, like with the MP. So, Nitya, you good night, and you're leaving too. All right. If you are, good night, and thank you for
Good night,
supporting.
Nanya. I think she's saying good night to Nessie. I think, but
Nisi.
I
Okay.
think she's saying good night.
Okay. Yeah. So, but here's what a lot of people don't catch is the even for the Marines to get there, someone had to already go and make way for them. So that's part of what my job was as an MP. We were already in front of them because someone had to set up the roads and all that for the convoys to get in. So you had to.
Wait a second. So the MP is actually not just the military police. You actually go in and
Oh no,
fight.
you're military police, but you're there. Think about a police officer in a traffic accident. You're out there clearing the roads, making sure it's safe for people to go through. Well, that's the same thing we were doing in the field. We were getting out there, setting up the antennas, making sure communication was already set up.
Even with the hostiles?
Oh heck yeah,
You
You
were
gotta.
fighting the hostiles. You're like
I
you
mean,
were
the thing is, you don't go on in there with the goal of fighting. You're going in there with the goal of making sure it's safe for everybody else to come through. So you're sitting up on the hill and watching, not so much watching, but like say setting up that communication so that other people can come through. And
oh, so you're
it
not
does.
actually in the like, so you can get attacked,
Oh
but
yeah,
you're far enough away pretty much to not be attacked if you don't need to be.
yeah, yeah.
Like
You're
you're not infiltrating them, you're not assaulting them. You're just
right
setting up enough position for the assault team to come in and do what they need to do and have the
to
communications
a point.
behind them.
To a point. Yeah.
Okay, right.
You want
Okay.
to make sure that it's safe. So
But if they come over to you and they say, "Hey, what are you doing over here?" You're going to fight back if they start
well,
fighting
oh
you.
yeah, no. Look, if we're there,
Right.
if we're there, we already know what we're there for. So it's a
Right.
fight.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not coming over there
Okay.
to look for the fight. It's already a fight. So it's like, what's the problem? And a lot of
So are
times,
you actually the first ones in usually?
well, again, the Marines
Meaning the
got their own.
setup part. You're setting
But
the
right,
communications up.
you're first one setting up communications. You got your forward observers. You got your so you got and you get your intel. So you got different people like the satellites to send down pictures to tell us what things are, and that's a lot of. So that's a another unit. But we work side by side because you need to see the pictures. So a lot of times, so real quick on this one, so they're taking pictures of every. Just imagine every base in the United States,
Give me a
and not the
second.
United States.
Can you give me a second? Is this called the Cerber system?
I'm not sure what it's called, so I can't tell you what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but I
Okay, no,
was
but it's multiple satellites conjoining together to be able to make an image of everything that's on the battlefield. And then it's
correct. Yeah,
stitched together down here
yeah.
by digital equipment. So it looks like a full rendering. So
Mhm.
interesting enough, let me ask you before you finish. I'm gonna let
Right.
you finish. Have you heard of a gentleman called Ashton Forbes?
Yes, I heard that name. Yes, yeah.
So you have you ever seen his stuff?
No, I've heard the name, but I haven't seen the stuff. No.
Please go check it out one day because there's people trying to debunk him and he's not
Mhm.
debunkable.
All right.
He talks about two separate images. One's from an actual one of those drones. You see
Mm,
the actual spotlight, so you see where the camera is, and it's showing part of the actual image, and it's following 370. It's
mm,
turning exactly with it, and then there's an actual identical video, but not of the plane. It's actually coming from the satellites, the Cerber system. That's what it's called. It's called Cerber or
okay.
Server. It's called Cerber. The initials of what it is, the acronym. Um, it is taking these images, but it's taking it at a level that it's taking from all these different satellites. So it's almost like it's their level right behind it. It's almost moving with it.
Mm,
It almost looks like it's part of the actual drone, but you see that it's not because the plane is turning, and so the drone is following. So there's two separate cameras that are one satellite system, and one is actually the drone, and it's taking the image of this plane. And then something happens, and I'd like you to go check it out if you get a chance. I'll send you the
okay.
link
Okay. Yeah.
and if you'll see what I'm talking about. If you think it's bunk, then hey.
No, no. And the
But I
thing
have my own
is, only
opinion.
thing I would say, not on that because I don't know, but from the time I've been out and to now, the technology has changed so much. So what we were doing was we were getting a satellite picture similar to what you see like with Google Earth or something like that. But what I was saying is like every motor pool in the world, every military motor pool in the world, they were getting pictures of the motor pool, and so
Really?
every last one of them.
Even the ones that we gave back to the Afghans?
But we they taking pictures of the motor pool because this is how we know. So if something was to happen and we saw at 1300 hours or 1 o'clock p.m. that motor pool was full, but then we look at a picture at 1400 hours, 2 o'clock p.m. and vehicles are starting to move out of that motor pool, then it's like where are they going? If they're going to training or they're going to battle somewhere. And that's how in advance that something's popping off because they move their units out of their motor pools. They're on it because those vehicles not sitting out in the field; they're sitting back in garrison in a motor pool. But when you see them starting to roll out, you start thinking, okay, so that's when I was in the 24th Infantry Division in Fort Stewart, Georgia. When they see those vehicles pull out that motor pool, that's when we would get the alert. All right, so and so in whatever country has just released their vehicles, and then we start getting our stuff and gear ready so we can fly. So our mission, we will be anywhere in the world within 48 hours.
Is that
Anywhere in the
big
world.
C-30 or whatever it's
Those
called?
C-130s taking
C-130.
vehicles. The C-130s taking. We would fly on different other type of. The C-130s mostly flying equipment, but we would fly in other type of aircraft to get to wherever. But and how we got smarter with that, especially when constant. When you get people that's constantly starting stuff, we left vehicles in place. So that's why I said the Army goes in and they take a spot. So they establish a base in Kuwait, they establish a base in Egypt, they establish a base in, so they got bases everywhere. So then all we had to do was get people there because the equipment was already there, and it saved time. It saved a whole lot
Well,
of
let me
time.
ask you a question then, if you don't mind me interrupting.
Not
I'm
that
sorry.
you get hurt them.
And I don't want to, and you passed it by, so maybe you passed it by for a reason. So did you pass my what I said before with the what happened? If you did, I'll let it stay and I'll let it slide.
Which
I
one?
just wanted to, so I said something like the vehicles that we left in Afghan.
Oh no. And the thing is, again, it's above my pay grade. I don't know.
No, no, but I'm saying we have eyes on that.
Mm-hmm.
So since they were part of the so we were having eyes on that, even though they were being like whatever. Okay, so I don't need to get into the details of it. It's the other, but I'm saying like that to me is like where like we know what was going on. Like why aren't we being told it? You know what I mean? Like why is this? Why is it so top secret? And why is it so like? Because it's like why are we're leaving taxpayer dollars over there that's being taken
Well,
out to be used against us? It
that's
looks like.
twofold. It's matter of fact, you save taxpayer
Oh
dollars
really?
because now the vehicles are already there.
Yeah, but the vehicles are now being used against the people that are there. So you're actually killing civilians. You're helping
Well,
them
and
use.
now that's that again. That's above.
Right. That's about.
That's
So
yeah,
so
yeah,
I won't go there because I go
yeah,
deep
yeah.
into things like that. I will. I want to dig into
Yeah.
that, and I'm actually
And the
trying.
thing, and the
Please.
thing with that, if you were like when the original mission is not for it to be used in a bad sense.
Right.
It'd be similar to you having a firearm and you sold it to someone. Here's a firearm. I'm getting rid of. I got a new 9mm. I'm gonna sell you this 9mm, and it's like, oh, cool. I can go to the target, go to the range, and this and that. And then you find out they used it in a some type of shooting. You're like,
Right.
man, I sold him that gun because you think when and, you don't want really, but when you think about the actions that was taken right after 9/11 and how they went right through those air bases and blew up all these planes and stuff,
Right.
because you're not going to use that against us. So,
Right.
let's get rid of it because they know where they at. It's like you got trackers on all of them. They know where they at.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not, yeah. So
So
if you,
everybody has satellites, right? Everywhere.
yeah, yeah,
They know
yeah,
what we have, and we
yeah,
know what they have.
yeah. But the thing is, the capabilities of that equipment. So if you feel it's going to be a threat, you need to make sure you get rid of it as soon as possible. So that's something that you will see the Air Force go through and maybe take out an airport or whatever. Like when I went to Kuwait, and I and right on the border of Iraq when it was called Vigilant Warrior when I was over there for one of the missions, and they were pushing the vehicles in place. Those vehicles wouldn't even run. They
Really.
couldn't start. They were pushing them because they were just trying to make a presence, like they was, puffing up like they was going to do something, but it wasn't
So
nothing.
sort of like what I think Patton did inside the war with the
Right, right, yeah,
Germany
yeah. So it's like,
with the
if I
tanks, the inflatable tanks.
if I can pump it up and make it look like I got something, and you have to respect it. But
Yeah.
it was one of those where it's like, oh man, what the heck? And we get over there, and it's like it was no threat. But you don't know that when you're 1,000 miles away. You
No, of
don't know
course
it's
not.
a threat. Yeah.
It's just like we keep hearing about, all the Chinese, carriers and all this stuff about the hyper missiles and stuff like that. When you see, if you go watch, and you think that it's interesting and you maybe start going into it, if you like Ashton Forbes, I'll go a little deeper with you if you're like that type
Mhm.
of person. But if you don't want to, you don't have to because that right there answers a lot of things about what we're missing out on, by giving control away.
Yeah.
By
I
giving
look at
control
it.
away, but
There was that movie, A Few Good Men,
yeah,
where Jack Nichols was make the comment, "You can't handle the truth."
yeah, you can't handle the truth.
some people just don't. They don't need to know the truth.
Yeah.
You keep living your life and you're doing good, and you know that whatever's going on, there's going to be okay,
Are
because you
you
don't
always
really.
intrigued about knowing the truth?
Well, and the thing is, you do, and especially when you're on the field and you're in the line and you want to know what the heck is going on. Sometimes because we put out too much, it makes it dangerous for other people, and that's another thing. Because
Really?
you remember when the Marines, I'm trying to think where they went, and I can't remember what base they were on, but CNN was already there or news was already there before they landed, and that just makes it dangerous because now
Right.
it's
Because
no
now you
secret
know that
mission.
they're there.
It's no secret mission. I didn't sneak on the beat map. I told you we're getting in positions before anybody's in position, and we're trying to
So
be
do you have
ahead of it.
snipers?
Huh?
You have snipers?
There's part snipers in the unit. I didn't have them because
Okay.
you think my Humvee as an MP, you have a team of 3 people, so we're
No,
in a
no, I mean
Humvee.
inside the whole thing. Like when you go in, like there's people that are also part of like your
Oh yeah,
protection.
yeah,
Like,
one
okay,
hundred
okay.
percent, yeah, 100%, yes sir. Yeah, everybody has their missions and everybody got their different jobs, and and you're all setting up for what's like I say, a sniper is a that one shot, one kill if you was trying to take something out. But when you're looking at going in and establishing or moving, a lot of times, especially like even with the Marines, they're going in to move a lot of people back. So you come too far. It's like um, you got your front yard and you got a fence that's there, and the people supposed to stay on that side of the fence, but they're so close to your fence that I need somebody just to move them back across the street. So I will call my Marine force in and get them to move back across the street. And once they get them back, because now they establish enough distance for me to bring in other units, the army and things like that, to establish a line, a new line to keep
Right.
them away from your house. So yeah, so that's what those missions are for. And we're really, really good at what we do now. Because you think even though life is lost, but when you count, it's like, don't get me wrong, every life is precious and every life, we don't want to lose anyone. But when you look at the numbers, it's like, wow, we're like one to 100. The ratio is definitely, it's like, it's not that they can't shoot. It's not that, it's just the fact that the equipment that they're using compared to
Right.
what we're using is like, it
Night
is
and
it's
day.
definitely night and day, 100.
Sticks and stones.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, right. So you're seeing someone out there with it's like, what are they using? So you're saying, why did we give them that? But you're not giving them your best stuff. You're giving them stuff that's so outdated that it's like it's no threat to me, even if you had it, even if you knew
So
what you were
even though
doing.
even when they're parading it around, that's like they've basically gotten a few good. They've taken everything and made it a few good work, maybe.
Yeah. And the thing is, it is really good for where you are, but you would never be able to use that here, or you would
Right.
never, so because our equipment
Right.
is
How
so
do you
much.
get it here?
Yeah, yeah. So, and the thing is, it's like, and some of the stuff that we're using now is, those guys, uh, you know, I could be, I could say, I could be here with me and you live right now, and I can point to something all the way across the world and drop something on it. It's
Right.
like the technology is so much better, and so it's like,
No, no, exactly.
but
Just like there was one day that I was inside a live
mm,
and and somebody got kicked off.
mm,
The message got disappeared. And I'm like, why? And I couldn't click on it because it wasn't a deleted message by a moderator. It said Google, so it said YouTube moderating team in
mm,
gray. And it was a grayed out moderator. And I'm like,
no,
how do I? And I couldn't click on it to find out. You know how you can click usually on the thing and you can find out who it is?
right,
I
right.
couldn't click as the actual host. I couldn't click on it and find anything.
Oh wow, mm,
It didn't activate anything. It didn't give me the box or anything,
mm,
but it did. And so I was thinking maybe it was like a test, like maybe they're like a newbie's like, yeah, you can do this if you want to, just go play around. Oops, don't do that again. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, so I can imagine that they have a whole bunch of screens up of all these conversations, and and they have like a system that is actually feeding through all the conversations, and then it picks up certain words, and those words are like the trigger words for the people to start paying attention to the conversation. So then they'll listen to the conversation for a little bit, and that's why I think we lose people because when the conversation is going on and these people are like, hey, that's not the proper stuff that they're talking about, they're pushing people's signal away from you.
right.
I think because
But I
I see
mean,
that loss happen sometimes.
because I know in your settings you set up what you want. You tell them already to block something. I know I do in mine. It tells like inappropriate language or whatever. So some of that stuff they're catching before it even gets to us. So you're right. You're absolutely 100%.
Oh,
You
because
tell
you
them.
know, I have to look at that, but I'm still stuck on one other thing. I am calling it an have a good one, Nitya.
Oh, I'm
Sleep
fine,
well,
man. I'm sorry I
sweetie.
missed you.
Love
Yeah.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
I'll speak to you tomorrow, probably, most likely. And I'll check out that video.
Yeah. Yeah. Kids say
So
AM.
awesome heart hands. She's my sister, you know, she's like, you know, it's unique when you come from different cultures,
Mm,
there's different ways that you associate, you assimilate with them,
Right.
you talk with them. And for me, it's like what I realize in life is that if I come in and I'm like boasting, because that's how my normal is. It's like I'm going to come in, I'm going to meet you,
Right.
regardless if you want to meet me or not. I'm going to introduce myself to you. Now,
Mm.
after that, that's up to us to be able to be like, hey, it's cool, or hey, now you ignore me and I'm just going to walk away because I don't like need something like that. So for me over here, what's so easy that I'll be like, hey, why aren't you saying hello to me? And I've
Right.
heard that happen to me before. Not to be a rude or anything like that, but to see it. If they say hello to me now, that's cool. But if they don't say hello to me, they ignore me, then I know what the answer is.
Right.
There's
Right.
something awry. And to me, it's better to know quicker than later.
Yeah.
If I say hello to you and you don't say hello to me, it could be missed. There could be a fast little thing. But if I say hello to you again the second time, I'm like, hey, why didn't you say hello? Or hey, how you doing today? Now I know that you haven't answered it twice. It's like, what, am I going to let you do it a third time?
All right.
And when you're on here, I don't know if you've noticed this, that's why I was sharing with you so much when we're talking. So when I'm talking, the best, for me, what I found the best practices is when the guest is talking, I'm looking at the actual community
Mm.
comments to see if there's anything either being talked about me or being like, is there a question to you, or has somebody new come in? And
Right.
the same thing that I want to see if it can happen, because that's what Dapper teaches.
Mm.
So the whole thing with the Tagalog family, sorry, and I'm so messed up on this word, but I know it.
Yeah.
The Tagalog family. So
Talking like you.
basically, it's like Tagalog. So you have Tagalog and you have Bisaya. So they're teaching us words. They're teaching me words, and I sort of went a little crazy with. I think I told you about the whole Google Translate, or maybe I didn't. I was
Right.
using Google Translate, and it was like the wrong thing to do, because when you speak a language, Google Translate is going to take English and try to make it like, oh, look, English can be translated into this
Right.
end
Right.
language
Right.
exactly, and it can't be. And a lot of the times when it translates it with insult, because there's a different type of inflection and respect. So when you're
Right.
dealing with an Asian culture, Philippines, there's a respect factor there.
Got you.
So if you try to say something in English and then convert it to,
Yeah.
Tagalog, Tagalog. So it's Tagalog. Do you know the word? Do you know the language
No,
or
only
know
because
about
I
the
hear you
language?
saying it. Only because I hear
Okay.
you saying it. Yeah.
I have a hard time with it because I was called my name. My name is Todd, but my grandma used to say Tadala.
Mm.
So Tagala, it's like it makes me think of what my grandma called me. So I'm having a hard. It's like a tongue twister for me.
Right.
It's
Right.
Taga. Like you do how that was explained to me is you have ta and then you have ga. So it's two different pronunciations for the a,
Got you.
and then you go into the log. It's just log, like Lincoln
Got
log.
you.
So
Talking.
it's simple, but the log is what's confusing me because of the law of my of
Right.
my
Right.
what
Right.
my grandma did to me.
No, I got you.
And in real life, if you forget somebody's name too many times, they give up on being able to
I'm
communicate with
trying
you.
to show you. It's like you don't want to learn it. Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't care
but
enough
I'm
to
trying
learn
to
it.
learn it. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's the thing. I have things in my mind that sometimes trigger me not to learn it, like that little thing right there.
Mm.
But when you're online, you can have a little patience if they're patient. If they're
Right.
impatient, then you lose them right away anyways. Like you don't
No,
even have
no,
that chance
that's
anyways to
true.
say
That
something.
no, that's true. Yeah.
Have you found a lot of impatience on your channel?
It's still growing, so I'm gonna
No, I
say
mean with
no.
trolls. I mean with trolls.
No, no, no.
I
Mm-mm,
haven't I have not seen you change your demeanor at all.
mm-mm, no.
Literally, you've
I've
been the
only
solid
had
person all the way through.
I've only had one person I think that came with, uh, and I think you might have been even been on that channel, so you on that live, and y'all was blocking them out so fast. But
Yeah, yeah. I think okay.
yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah,
remember
but
I was on one time and I stood up.
that was the first and last time, and really I haven't had a lot of people come at us, kind of come at me in any kind of way. So, but it's hard to shake me. It really is. I, I care and I'm concerned, but you can't hurt my feelings and none of that stuff because I know who I am and I'm okay with who I am. So, if you don't like me, again,
Right.
like I say, I didn't stop at your channel. You stopped at mine.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to be
Keep
here,
on
just move
moving.
on. That's right.
Right. Move on.
And then
Stepping.
I'm starting to learn that if you're going to hang around, even if you're posting little dumb stuff that we can block. But at the same time, every time you say something, post something, you only
You're
boosting
helping
me
me.
up. Yeah, you only helping
Yeah.
me. So yeah, you
So
only
so it was instant fitness, please. Fitness. I'm sorry
no,
to
no,
interrupt.
no. You're right there. That was it. But
So
you're only
you
helping me
know
get
that
where I want to be. So yeah,
Oh, well, that's the truth, because you know what's interesting about what you just said? It leads into the next little thing. You know how DoorDash is being ragged on by so many people, it's
Yeah.
only helping her
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because the algorithm looks at the one that's the most influential. DoDash is the most influential underneath that name.
Right.
So
Right.
any title that anybody puts DoDash in, she's getting the first response always, and then they go look at their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even if they go look at their stuff first, like the person that's creating the negative thing, which a lot of people use that,
Mm,
they'll go check her out and say, like, hey, are they telling the truth? Are they
yeah.
really not like, is this person really bad? And a lot of times, like, yeah, the person's a little messed up, but they're not as bad as the other person saying they are.
Yeah.
And so
And the
that
thing
person is
is,
actually using,
yeah, well, now a lot of times we put people higher than they should be, and even if the person's not even trying to get there,
right.
and the thing is, even looking at her videos, it was more of just be yourself, be you. You don't have to be anybody else. I think what hurts a lot of people is we say it and we do, it was all about building and everybody come together and everybody, each one reach one and all that good stuff. But then as soon as they get there, then all of a sudden they change. And because of that, and that's, I think me and you were going back with the conversation of some
But it means the
people,
same thing. You're saying it right now. You
and then
only
that's the
know the
thing.
truth by when you
Yeah,
give them the gift.
and that's the thing. And so sometimes it's like, can you handle the blessings you just got? So that I look at it more like a person that played the lottery. So you played the
Right.
lottery and you hit the mega jackpot, and now you got millions and millions of dollars. You don't know how to handle your money, even though you got it. But now it's like, what, you'll be broke in a year. You'll be broke in 2 years because you're gonna go and do a lot of things that you wasn't able to do before, and now you can do it. And it's like, did you put any of this away? Because YouTube is not going to, even though they might send you a check, or Google will send you a check, they're not going to pay your medical. They're not paying your dental. They're not paying, they're not paying those things. So you got to start looking at yourself like a business in a sense and say, okay, let me put this away for medical. Let me put this away for dental. Let me put this away for retirement, because this is my business. And if you had your own business, these were things you would be doing. These are things, because again, even every time you receive a check, are you putting anything to the side for taxes? Are you
Right.
looking at it? Are you looking at it? Even though they took they taking the tax out, yeah, but there's a whole lot of other stuff that comes out of your check that Google's not taking. Now I don't know because I've never received one, but I know I pay SSI, I pay Medicare, I pay state, I pay federal, and
Right.
then
They're
the
not
other
paying
stuff.
that. They're not
They're not,
paying that.
yeah, right.
No.
So,
They're
but
keeping what the income tax is.
but at the end of
The
the year,
30%. Right.
at the at the end of the year, they're going to be looking for that. The government is. Somebody's going to be looking for
Well,
that. That,
a business won't.
hey,
So
look
when
at
you're a
this. Check this
business,
out. Check this out. Check this out.
who's on? What's
Who's
up,
that man right
Nemo?
there?
I'm in here.
Nemo. 504. What's up, bro?
I gotta be up in 2 hours with my son. So
Oh boy, really?
No,
I
I
just
man.
saw
No,
you
you
were
good.
live
I'm
for
in
a
here
little
with
bit. I saw you were live for a little bit.
yeah, I was
yeah,
live
yeah.
for. I was watching content.
Oh, cool. How you doing, brother?
No,
All right, I'm tired. Came home for 2
of
minutes.
course, of course.
Seeing the email
Me
from you.
too. So no, look. Nah, I was just trying to say that I just saw that you was on, and I was trying to test the StreamYard. So I got the StreamYard program. I just wanted to test it. So I've never had three. I've had two, now three. So now I can see what it looks like when you go through and have actually three people on. So thank you for coming on for that.
Yeah, I
It
never
looks
been
good.
on StreamYard before myself.
Huh?
I never been on StreamYard myself.
Oh yeah. So now and I didn't go all out. So I got where I could get up to 10 people on here. So not that I want to try to get 10, but yeah, it does look good. So I see Todd showing us what it looked like on a computer screen. But it's a lot of different features that you got. You can see the names are down there. You can see the ticker that's scrolling across at the bottom. So you can add in the different tickers and stuff like that. So you
Oh,
can
that's
see,
cool.
and then there's another banner. Like if I wanted to highlight my show, so while I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and I want to get people to look at this, make sure they, boom, you see the banner just pops up, and I can say, hey, make sure, please tune in for the Iron Sharp Iron. If I had special guests coming on, another one of the things I really like was if I needed to take a break, and I know times that y'all take breaks and you need to step away, just trying to show y'all, since you're on here and we're talking. But if I
Cool.
want to just be right back, just get right here.
This is a pre-run of Iron Sharpens
Yeah.
Iron on Super
So
Bowl. Oh,
if
I
I was
see
to say
right
I'm
now.
gonna be right back,
Be
and I
right
take a
back.
break and
Oh,
step
cool.
aside. Yep, step
Do they
aside.
still
So
hear
yeah.
us? Do they still hear us?
Yeah, they can still like you. I could hear you when you said that. So yeah, but
Okay.
you're stepping
Okay.
away. So what I noticed about that, if someone was coming in and maybe they came in after you stepped off, they don't think that you left. It's like, what's going on? Was I'll be right back as you go. So you got the welcome. So welcome if you needed that one, and thank you like at the end if you needed that one. And then because I upgraded myself, I'm able to put my own in. So I can put that in shopping iron in
Okay.
too.
I noticed you don't have. I noticed you don't have the little duck on here.
The who?
The little duck from StreamYard.
Oh yeah, because because I upgraded, I'm able to use my own logos. I don't have to use the duck. Yeah,
Right. You're like, I'm not having no duck on my thing.
yeah,
Why am
yeah,
I going to have a
yeah. So
duck and advertise for something? Like, you can
yeah,
pay the
yeah.
money and make now you can advertise. You can have them be on your show and advertise for them.
And right now, y'all didn't know that, but y'all on Facebook Live and YouTube Live right now. So that whole thing has been on Facebook as well because my Facebook
Oh,
channel.
really?
So
Did you know that,
I can
Nemo?
link my other channels up, huh?
Did Nemo know that? I don't have
Nah,
Facebook, so
I
I
just
don't
said
know.
it.
But did Nemo? Did you know that?
I heard about StreamYard. I never really used it myself though. They say you can stream it on Facebook on
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
You can have up to you can. I can be on. I think it's 6 or 7 different channels at the same time. Yeah.
So
The
TikTok and
TikTok,
Instagram and.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of them going at the same time. Yeah. And I don't
But
have
how
to
do you
change
deal
it.
with all the comments on all the different ones as a
Because the
one
thing
person?
is, if you look at the comments right now, so right now no one is coming in on the no one is coming in under anything else, right? But you can see next to the names of people that came in, you can see the YouTube symbol. So that's letting me know that they're coming in from YouTube. And if they're
Oh, wait a
Facebook, they'll
second. I'm
show.
not looking at that chat.
Yeah,
So you're
look at the
saying there's
chat.
a community?
Look at the chat, the
Oh,
community
I
chat.
see what you're saying.
So if
Okay.
they were coming in from Facebook, it was have the Facebook symbol. So then you know who you're responding to. You're responding to somebody from Facebook or TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, and then
Oh, I
that would
don't
be
think
the
you
way to
see
do
that.
it.
So, well, no, it's not going to show. But
Now
that's
this is the cool
interesting.
thing. This is the cool thing though. I want to throw it in, and I'm not gonna hold you no more, Nemo. I know you're tired too. I'm maybe tired. It's 2 o'clock in the morning for me. But if you like,
Thank you for coming on, Nemo.
yeah, for real, I thank you, sir. And I appreciate it. I sent it to you. I wanted to try, but
Yeah, I want to make sure I came in because I know you sent the email.
yeah, no, but I'm glad you was able to get it. But if the thing I was trying to go with this was real talk. You see that up in the corner, real talk live with Big Jack. So bring in
The
4
red
or 5.
thing, the red symbol. Okay.
Yeah, see it up there, and it says real talk live with Big Jack. So it was more like if we had a topic or something like that, where you have 4 or 5 people on here, we could show a video clip or whatever, and then we discuss the topic and things like that. So to do that, so this is another thing that I learned about it. So I'm gonna see it. I want to see how it looks with us in here. So check this out. Look, so you see
What
how the
is
video is
that?
being played. So we're still in here talking. The video is being played.
Oh,
So
so
that's
we can
from
comment on a
discussion.
video?
Say again.
We can live comment on a video?
100%. We're watching that video. We're watching the video. We can actually make comments on it.
Oh,
And
wow. We can help
then
somebody go viral?
you could.
Wow, that is
And then you
awesome.
can take them back out of it. So we're taking them back out of it. So and it gives us the opportunity. Now, if we wanted to highlight, so me and you were talking, but Nemo is getting ready to say he's going to perform for us, and we want Nemo to be the performer. We just make Nemo. He'll be bigger than the rest of us. Let me see if I can get that right.
And so
That's what.
they'll also see him to on the screen. Will they still see us? Like
Yeah,
I'm still
Now
seeing us when
at
I
that
okay.
time
No, now I
at
only
that
see
time
him.
we
Now
just
I only see him.
that time because we only gave it to him. So yeah. So it's just
you
things
can
that
Okay.
we
do all
can
type
change
of
around.
things on there.
Say again.
And you can do all type of things on there.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of different
About
angles going in
a
here.
lot of people, that use YouTube and other platforms, because some people said they was using it on Facebook, because
Yeah, yeah.
like one of
Okay,
my
so
monetized.
there's a delay. There's a delay of like 10 seconds.
If you're trying to listen to yourself, it is. So if you just listen straight to the stream, but if you listen to that computer, you're right. There'll be a delay on it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the one thing I did see. If I'm trying to listen to if I'm trying to talk and listen on a different device, yeah, you can hear. But if we just had a conversation, we just be having a conversation.
Well,
So
yeah, that's what it sounds like. Do you hear the same thing, Nemo?
yeah.
I'm just on right
So again,
now, so
No, no. I mean, when you're able to talk, do you hear me talking to you? And are you able to talk right after?
yeah, I hear y'all. I hear y'all clearly talking.
Perfect. So there's no real delay there.
There's no delay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I think if you're watching another device, it's probably gonna be a delay.
Yeah,
But
if you're on your phone, and you try to listen to the computer, it's about 10 seconds between what you see and what you don't. But like I said, I
Okay.
did today. I did a live stream the basketball game. So I'm live streaming the full basketball game, and if you as long as you just watching the game, you don't notice the delay because you don't know that there was a delay. But if I was to watch that game on screen and see the play might have went on for it might have been 5 seconds ago, and you're just seeing it. But that's no different in TV. Remember they did that with
Right. The
television.
NFL, there's a 10-second or
Yeah,
five
yeah,
second
they have
delay.
to because of especially after the Janet Jackson Super Bowl thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they started putting that delay in. So that's something that I don't think we're going to get around that, but that's just our streaming. So it has to pick it up and then move it over to another spot. So yeah, but those are some of the things that they got. And it's pretty cool because you can change the banner. Like if I wanted to change that message that's going across the bottom, it's just as easy because I pre-typed it out, so it's just as easy to go down here and change it. Um, so like right there, and I showed y'all that one, but the other one I pre-typed out is that one right there. So
I like the
welcome to
banner.
that. Shop
I like
Nation.
the ticker tape on the bottom. Like you could put
Yeah,
anything there,
yeah,
right?
yep. I can type in anything and make it the new banner. I can change the colors. I can change the styles. So like right now we're using a bubble. But if I wanted to go to classics, you see how your names change. It's now a square. If you want to go
Okay.
block, yeah. If you want to go
Now,
minimal,
how does this wind up when you're done with this stream when we're ended? How does this wind up inside YouTube Studios from
because
StreamYard?
once I end it, it's no different than we went live. It's live right now on YouTube. Right now it's
No,
going
I
live,
see that. Oh, so
and
it doesn't. This is not interfering with any of the live that's on YouTube,
no,
and you're
no,
set up with. Okay, cool.
yeah. Matter of fact, what happens is when you go into the program, you pick the channels that you want to go live on, and it sets it up just like you can pre-schedule. Like if I want to schedule it for tomorrow, schedule for tomorrow, and then come in and go live tomorrow. It's just So, but anyway, it's a good feature. It's really good. I think it's gonna, especially when you can get multiple people on there, and if you definitely want to have real conversations about a topic or whatever, you can actually get in and get a little. And then when with Nemo, when he came in, I saw him and I brought him in, but I saw that he was there. So basically, he was in the back of the studio. He wasn't up front. And you bring him in when you want to, and you can take him out when you want to. It's like okay,
Oh, so you can take us out. You have the control to take
yes,
us out too.
yeah, mhm.
Okay. See, when you're on YouTube with just a split, and of course you have the control. You just knock them out, but it's only one
Yeah, yeah,
person. There's like you
right.
you want 10 people, so you have to sort of moderate that now.
Yeah, yeah. And but the good thing is you can have 20 people set up, but only 10 can be on the screen. But you can actually bring them in. Where with YouTube or Go Live Together, you don't know that they're there. You would know that they're in there waiting. So here, at least you get to see
Oh, you get to
everybody.
see a picture. You
Yeah,
get to see
right, right.
them live before they even go on your thing live. So you can bring
Correct,
them
right.
in. Okay, like green room sort of.
Correct,
Are you
correct.
able to communicate with them?
That I'm not sure. Yes, yes, because this is another thing right here. This is another way. I can communicate, but this is how you communicate. So check this one out. If you look, you should have got a chat from me. You
Yeah,
did get a message from me to say hello all.
yeah, I
Yes,
seen.
I did.
No one else can see that except the people that's in here. This is me and you. So we can go back and talk to each other that way. So
Oh,
no one else
really?
can see that.
So
So
you
you
can
see that
talk to
there?
people that might be getting out of line or that might be want to talk about something or like, hey, let this person talk or whatever it is. Like you can
Yeah,
control
right.
that
We
through
we can
this.
send a message, or if we was changing the topic, or make sure we say something about and we can do it that way.
Or you
Yeah,
have a code word like, hey, listen, we're getting a little bit too off the
yeah,
line
yeah.
or whatever it is.
Well,
Like,
and the thing is, if I needed to, you can always go to the person and mute them. I can mute your so you can't say anything like you were talking about before. how you can mute a person. Where you were saying
Right, but you want to
overseas,
be as civil as possible. You don't want to
right?
put somebody out in the situation. So this is the first line of sort of defense of keeping it as civil as possible without putting anybody on
100%.
defense.
And those who are here watching, if it was 1,000 people in or 100 people in watching, they wouldn't even know that we're having that conversation. We're, because that's a private
Unless
chat.
we animated it on our screen, unless we
Right.
animated here, they wouldn't know that we were having this
Right.
conversation.
It's like I say, it's a private chat. It's a private chat, but only the people that's inside
Right.
the guests. Only the guests could see that. Not a visitor. Only the guests. Yeah.
How much does this
So
cost you, if you don't mind me asking?
this is $5 a week. So
Which is
for a
cheaper than the
full
other
week,
one. Didn't you say the other one's
right? Yes, it
$39 a
was.
month?
Yep, yep. So it's a 4 week month. You're looking at $20, and for 5 week month, it's $25. Yeah.
Wow.
But like I said, I didn't go to the top tier. I went to the middle tier because I don't have that many channels I need to stream to, and I'm not looking for more than 10 people. So I'm right where I need to be. So,
What does the free version give you? Did you check it out? Was it
I
5 or
think it's
6 or
you know what, but I think you're limited on hours. You can't put your own logos in, so it has its limitations. Because that's
and
what
you also have to stream the bird. You have to put the bird on
yeah.
there
You got to
too.
keep the duck up and all that. Yeah, so
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, it's a duck. It's not a bird. It's not. Well,
yeah,
it flies.
yeah. So now the only thing that you do, like I told you before, Todd, was that you don't get to like I couldn't make a person
A moderator, you said, right?
moderator or whatever. So yeah, so you would have to definitely, but you can go on your phone and have a computer nearby and still be in your live and have make them a moderator that way. So,
Now, does this give you anything with restream or anything like that, or is this just a streaming live?
no. Yeah, if you had a video that you wanted to put back in, you can put a video. You can pull it right up and put it in, so you can set that up. Very similar to
So it acts
Restream.
as like a premiere. It would
Yeah,
act as like a premiere.
correct. Yep. Yep.
Well, I'm about to head out, guys. Y'all have a good night. All
All
right.
right, no problem. Hey, Nemo, thanks for
Stay safe,
popping in, man. It
Nemo.
was good seeing you, sir.
Stay
It really
safe,
was
brother.
good seeing
For 2 hours.
Thank you for showing us your sleepy side right now. I know you're beat,
you.
brother.
Yeah.
Great. We're all in that boat together, so I'm about to pop myself. So, but
Okay,
thank you.
brothers.
And
Thank
we
you
Y'all,
so
look at
much, Nemo.
y'all have a good day. Have a good weekend. Kill up.
Blessings, brother.
Catch that show tonight, Sunday, 8 p.m. Or is it
Yep.
7?
7 p.m.
It's
7
7.
p.m.
Okay, it's
Eastern.
7.
Yeah, I got Empowered 70 on it tonight, so she should be all right, Priscilla. So
I was confused today. I was like, why does he have a logo without? And then I'm like, oh, it's Saturday. That's why.
yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to see it tonight. You know,
Yeah.
iron sharpening iron.
All right,
Iron
sharpen
sharpened
nine. I
iron. I'm
appreciate
being
you,
there.
man. But I'll see you later. All right, thanks, Nemo.
Peace.
Yeah.
Thank you. You see, isn't that cool? This is what the Tagala family is able to do.
Right.
You know, they're able to bring
Oh
people
no.
in. So what?
When you said it, I was like, oh yeah, because that's right down my alley. What I want to do. That's the and and I respect both of y'all, you and Nemo, enough to I wanted to share this with you. So and I wanted to
Well, let me ask you something. I mean, I'm actually like I'm okay. So it was interesting. I was talking tonight about like the only way that something with me and Chris would be able to be resolved would be somebody getting involved, like
mm,
somebody being able to be fair enough to be able to say, "Hey, I'll offer my space." Like Nitya offered her space to Anthony and myself, and we worked it out through that without even working it out there.
right.
But now this was going to be maybe Chris coming on live,
Mm,
so I realized I was like, "Are you gonna? Did you even want something like that? Because you didn't know the story."
no, I
You
don't
didn't
know.
know,
So
and so I didn't know where it was going to go either.
mm,
But he did say, everything's like, like, and so I believe that I can give another opportunity to let because I believe in something like this.
right,
Vulnerability is my strength. Because with
gotcha.
vulnerability, I get to find out your weakness really quick. And
Right.
usually when you say I'm just strong, then your weakness is your vulnerability.
Mm,
I can make you cry really quickly. I can do
gotcha.
something that's going to tick you off. I can do something to agitate you because
Mm,
you can't break from that strong being.
right.
But a person that's in tune with I'm not saying it works very well inside the military always,
Mm,
because you sort of need that discipline where you're like, maybe I need to keep regurgitating the strength to be this arrogant person because that's what keeps you alive,
right.
literally. Whereas something that's soft, like, oh, let me go look at that nice person, and that person blows you up.
Yeah.
Because inside
Okay.
battlefields, it's like they use anything. It's like anything is a weapon,
Yep.
you know? So you said you were going to go boogie, right? You're tired. You're right. You're tired. I see you looking
Well,
up right now.
it is. It's 2:30 in the morning, but at the
Yeah,
same
yeah. I know
time,
you probably need to go to sleep and stuff like
I
that, even though it's not
definitely.
a work day, right?
Nah, I'm off. It's a weekend. I don't have to go nowhere. I'm good.
You're
Um,
practicing on this. You're going to be like, you practice
and
on
that's the
this.
thing.
This
It's like it's like a kid in a candy store, and it's new, and you're playing with all the toys.
Are you
And I
happier with
appreciate you.
this?
Huh?
Are you happier with StreamYard?
I am. I'm definitely. It's better than what I had just 2 days ago. I'm still working some things out. My big thing is I wanted to be able to put my logos up. I wanted to, what I'm saying. So that's why I didn't go with the free version, only because when if I'm gonna do it, I wanted to look professional when we get out there. Like having your name there is much better. I did say before that when I do the Iron Sharpening Iron show starting February, I'm gonna use StreamYard instead of using so that way you can, like you and Nemo could be on here together or whatever, and that would be, Super Sunday, and we hyping it up and all that. The cool thing about it, we can actually use the ticker and post some of the scores that's going across, as I can change the ticker every because I can change it. I
Are
can
you
change it on
allowed
the
to
spot.
use that though? Are you allowed to do that really? Because if you
It's
do
just
any,
telling the
if you
score.
do any likeness, what?
It's just telling the score. I could just type in what the score is. Right now it's this and
Oh, okay.
this.
You
And
meaning you doing it. You're
yeah,
not using the
yeah.
actual ticker from the
Oh no, no, no,
actual.
no, no,
Okay,
no,
okay,
no, no, no.
right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Because
if I just wanted to change. Uh,
Jay Essential actually was watching a Detroit Lion game with me during the season, during the regular season, and she
right,
had to that whole conversation with us. She
right.
couldn't use it
Oh
because
wow.
she had not just the voice, but she actually had the camera doing reuse. She was
Oh yeah.
reusing the content that was on there, and the NFL, like any reuse is like and
Right.
so the YouTube system is like, yeah, I don't think so. Let me ask you, have you checked out my? So did you check out my live that you were just on my live? Did you
Yeah, yeah.
get a point where it showed you the trailer?
I didn't. I think I bounced out. I didn't see that part. So
Okay, so did you see my new short today that I did with the train?
no, I have to look at it. I'll go look at that. Yeah.
I use that as my trailer for my last live.
Okay.
So in
Okay.
so when you're doing your video, so when you're doing a schedule, you can make it so it's not so bored for everybody.
Right.
You can actually set a trailer there. So the
Yeah.
first thing they see is actually something different than what the actual thing's going to be, or something
Right.
the same. Like a lot of people have told me that if you make a trailer like a short, that's basically explaining what the new like your video is going to be. You can use it as a trailer in your live.
Right.
And so you can even if you wanted to, you can use your I think you can use your like your home page, your introduction. I think
Right.
you can use your introduction as your trailer if
Gotcha.
you wanted to be. You can make an introduction. You can make a trailer that's specific either for each one if you wanted to. Like if you're that crazy and you want to do a trailer for each one, great. But you can also make one that's reusable for all of them. You know, like Big Jack Storytime. Oh, that's pretty cool. No, it should be backwards, right? Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. Live with Jack. Okay, right. I see. Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's big enough to see it. So let me see something really quick. So I'm looking back at so this is what happens over here. I only have two open and my
Right.
phone. It doesn't seem a lot. It seems a little bit like I don't know if it's just me, but let
There
me
you go.
try it over here really quick. Let me try it
There you
on
go.
Firefox. That's what it is right here. Let me go in Firefox and see if I can go and find I'll find you, but let me see where you're at really quick. Let me go over here. No, give me a second. Okay. Okay, let me go over here. They don't make it easy for finding each other. They
No.
really don't make it easy for finding each other, especially for people like us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know. There's people out there that might be able to know exactly where it is, but
Yeah.
so it's not on there right now. I need to go to the live. Let's see if we're on the live. Resilient Queen's on, Empowered Living's on, but because we're on shorts. That's why.
Nah.
No,
I'm well. Okay. You. Yeah.
oh no, really? We can be on lives. We can be
No,
on.
we're
Oh yeah,
on
that's right.
live.
You're on
We're
a
on
full
live.
live. You're on a five.
Yeah, we're
You're on
on.
a full live.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see us. Oh, there you are, right there.
Yeah.
But it's one watching, so it's basically probably me or one of your friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you
It's
know
probably you.
but listen, that's also what's cool too. 'Cause and so you look better over here, you see that?
Right. Right.
So Firefox looks better for you than Safari's going to make us look like we're jacked up.
Got you.
But I
Yeah.
can read now what you said, Big Jack
That's my games.
Storytime Live, right? I can
Right.
see
Right.
it, and I can see your logo before over here. If you look at it,
Oh, okay. I got you.
it's all blurry, and it should look the same. But
Yeah.
over here
Shit.
you go and over here you see how crisp everything
Right.
is.
Right. Yeah.
So on Firefox, I guess on Chrome it's going to look a lot better than when it's on Safari.
Oh wow. Didn't know that. Yeah.
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 Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show everybody how things work. And look, it doesn't like that, but you're the one that's hosting you. So I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
it's not going to like you hosting
Right,
you.
right, right, right.
I'm the guest showing whatever I want to show.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't stop me, but at the same exact time, you could mute me. But I think it's just showing you the example. Like, how can YouTube be mad at that?
Nah, 100.
You
percent
know,
Yeah.
I'm showing you quality.
Now
So
I
I
want
wanted to
you.
let you go. Is there something you'd like to end with?
Now I want you to see if you can tell me if you can hear this real quick. Let's see. Are you hearing anything?
There's a subtle change, but there's something should be on. I heard something click in, like there was something that was going to come on, but it didn't say anything. It didn't do anything, and you sound a little
Okay.
lower. So now you seem a little muted, and whatever was supposed to come in is either it's. I don't hear
Okay. Oh,
anything.
okay. So now that's a different. That's something different too, because it has background music, but as a guest, you can't hear the music. But
Oh, oh, it's only on the screen. So
if
so
you
let me
was
see this.
watching,
So okay, let me turn the sound up a little bit, and so it might sound a little. Let me turn it up a little bit.
let me
Oh
turn it back
yeah,
on. Let me turn it back on.
no, it's on.
Yeah, but you couldn't hear it as a guest. You can only hear it if
Oh,
you're watching.
oh,
Yeah. So as a guest, you can't hear that. So
oh.
we
So it
tried that
doesn't
early.
confuse the guest. It doesn't
Yeah.
confuse the
Right,
guest.
right, right. So we, because say I'm going to take a break, right? And we're going to take a break. So we say we're going to take a break. We could put the music up and have a sign saying "Be right back" or whatever, and the music is playing, so people that's watching, but me and you could still be commenting in behind the scenes or whatever, and they wouldn't know. So yeah, yeah, that's
Awesome.
pretty cool.
You seem really excited, like a kid in a candy shop, like me.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
one
this
hundred
same
percent. Yeah,
way.
yeah, it's pretty
Like
cool.
you can't wait to get awake again, right? You like,
Yeah,
does
yeah,
sleep really have to happen right now? Do I really?
yeah,
And so
yeah,
yes, of
yeah,
course, you need to go family and you need to do all that stuff, but at the same time, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And it's
no, yeah,
really
you have
difficult
to, you
because
have
you know your limits. Like you
to. Right,
especially know your limits because you put yourself in that position. So you're like,
right.
I can push it a little bit more, but yet,
Yeah, yeah,
is it worth it for me to push it? That's the thing.
yeah,
And so I'm
and
pushing
that's the thing.
myself.
Because the thing is, once you get back up, you can get right back into it, but now here's another thing that we can do that now that I've seen that, and that's one because they got different colors, right? So there's different colors, and it only allows you to go up to so many hours. Like you can't do 24 hours, but you can do up to 6 hours or 8 hours of this streaming. So I could leave this on.
Even you paying for it, you can't do
Yeah,
20.
you can't
Oh,
do
really?
24. You can't do 24. Now, I'm sure if you go to the high tier, you probably can do 24. But where I pay for, I can only get say 8 hours. But
Really?
eight
That's
hours of
pretty good.
8 hours of a running live, and you're not here, I can go to sleep and let the music play and the little
Yeah.
colors change in the background. I think that's pretty cool. I
Well,
think
also you can also get something called silent chats where the silence thing is going on. You can even make a video like you see that empowered living. Like so anybody that's on right now, I don't know if you've noticed is everybody that's on right now,
right.
everyone,
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing right now is they are so if you go look at okay, let me go lives. So okay, you got most people so this is one right here. Like look. So they're
Right.
trying to do a band thing. So people what they do is they try to have one singing, one playing, and so it doesn't work all the time. It really doesn't. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to do this. But when you go to a situation like this, where people are doing interesting things, like okay, so Resilient Queen, you listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
She is talking,
Right.
but it's basically just watching her.
Yeah.
You know, she's
No,
putting
I got
something together.
you. Right.
So people, you can do anything you want to do. Anything that people want to do, they do.
Right.
So when they say go find your niche, all they're doing is using the word niche as their actual niche,
Right. Right. Right.
you know?
No, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Just like
So,
you got to be careful because people are going to look at your system the way you go and when you start grooving like you're grooving already, but
mm,
when you really start grooving with these people here and you start controlling like imagine you can be the person that comes on here and has 10 people on at a time and actually gets the respect from everybody that they
right.
give
Right.
each other respect like there's
Right.
no squabbles. Like I believe that tonight, if Chris would have come on, you wouldn't have allowed any shenanigans going on. You wouldn't have nothing.
No, I think we would have been civil. I mean, I
Yeah,
would hope so. One, I think you will respect me, and I think he will respect me, and
right.
because of
That's what
that,
I'm
we
saying.
would
That's
respect.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying is the respect we go to you because you're the host.
right, right.
Even if we were trying to be whatever, you would be like, hey, whatever, and we would automatically fall in line
But
because I would want to
I
respect you
believe that
personally.
something similar to this will allow you to hash it out better because you can
Yeah,
talk to each other and not do it through text and chatting and this and that. Because you could bring people on and don't ever go live.
right. You
They
could
would
do
just
this,
be
or
in.
you can do it
Yeah,
private.
right, right. I mean, I'm just saying I could me and you could be talking right now and it not be live.
No, I know.
Yeah,
You
we
can
just
do
be
that.
here
You
by
can do that
ourselves.
on YouTube too.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. They're right when you're in the back in the studio. So before
Yeah,
you actually go live. So having a conversation or 3 people, 2 people, 4 people talking it out and
yeah.
never
On YouTube,
posting
it's
it.
only two people. Here, you
Yeah,
can have
never
multiple people.
never posting it live. It just don't go live. I mean,
Right.
you're not locked into
And then
going
you
live.
don't even get a recording of it, do you? Or do you?
No, that I don't think so. If it
Okay.
doesn't, you don't get a
Because you
recording
know,
of what's in the studio.
because you know that inside the actual chat, if I go to the chat, it gives me a bit of chance to be able to record this. But it says recording hasn't started. But if I wanted to, I could press a button for it to record. Now I
Right,
don't
yeah.
know if it would work. It won't
Yeah,
work
I
for
think
me.
so. And I know it does. And this allows you because the way I set it up, you can go to your own. You can stream to your own channel.
How do
Hmm.
I do that?
It should be something on your side. So, like if you wanted
I-
to stream to your channel,
Oh, okay. So look, let's do this. I'm sorry for saying look because you're already looking.
mhm.
Let's let you go. Let's go and we'll talk about this another day because we're gonna get into this. I want to know how
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah,
this,
yeah.
and this might take a little while.
I'm gonna look it up too
Oh,
because
perfect.
I know I hit the button and it says allow your guests to stream to their things, so you can
Awesome.
push it to your own channel.
So
Yeah,
that means I could be live myself,
yeah,
like streaming it.
right,
Okay.
right. Yeah. So
Okay.
let me look
Now, I
more
don't know
into
if
it.
you know this. I don't know if you know this, but talking on the phone, it's a little bit like the lag is less. If somebody's talking on a computer, like if you have multiple computers, people doing
Right.
it, I don't know how that's going to work. Because when I was on it with the people with my Tagalog family,
Mm,
there was a 10-second delay between me, Joe, and Dapper. So
mm,
Dapper and Joe were able to talk real time, pretty
mm.
much. Me, I was 10 seconds behind us, so I was interrupting every one of their conversations. I felt like such a dutz until I got on
Right.
the phone. So
So, and that's good. That's good info because, like I said, we're going to do this. We make sure that we it's similar. Everybody have to be on the phone. Very
iron
similar to the
sharpening iron,
YouTube.
brother.
That's it. That's how we get stronger. So, I'm 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 inviting you to work with me with this.
I'm here.
So that
I'm
we
here.
can because I know, like I say, I'm not. I don't want to use your connections, but I think this will be a really good
No, man, no. This is
a
not
good way.
using
Yeah.
anything. This is not using anything. If anything, what happens here is this. So I have to be. I know you probably heard. I'm gonna be out of this place. So the last time you're gonna see that refrigerator is gonna be Friday,
Oh
maybe
wow.
maybe before then. So I'm
Right.
out of here. That position is not gonna be no more. And it'll
Mm,
be in a different background. It'll be in a different place. And
right.
so what'll happen is that there will be some time that I will not be able to be on here as much.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do the 9:41 time. That's what I'm going
Mm,
to try to do for the next couple weeks, just because
gotcha.
I have to get into the right mental state.
Mm,
February starting,
right.
if everything flows the way that I believe it's going to flow, I'm going to be good for a while. And so while I'm good for a while, then I'm going to start experimenting. Like there's going to be a point in time once I get monetized, I'm going to not put anything out here except for a live, because
Okay.
every bit of my shorts and every bit of my longs are going to come from everything I've already done.
Right. Right. Right.
You know,
Yep.
who wants to watch a 10-hour video, a
Yeah.
10-hour live?
Yeah.
I can put that into so many videos. Why am I
Mm,
not doing it?
right. Right.
And then I can turn them into premieres if I wanted to and start talking about just that subject,
Mm.
and
No,
then
that
they have
makes
that
sense.
software you can put it into, like these. I think you were talking about it too, where you can put you can put your video into a and into one of these algorithm things programs, and it will dice it up into like 30, 50, 100,
Oh yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
shorts you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's called Nexus or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. The one I
yeah.
got is like that. Yeah.
I mean, imagine the gifts are there for us to do. Now,
Oh
I've
yeah.
heard that you need to look at them because sometimes the algorithm is like making things a little messed up, so you have to sort of tweak
You
it.
got to make sure. Yeah, you make sure. So like what I do with the show, the Iron Shopping Iron Show, like the actual live one, the one that we went live, the 1 hour. I put that into a playlist in a podcast. So YouTube lets us do the podcast. So I moved that one in there. But then I actually take another version of that same live, and I cut it up and make it I put my logo in the front or my intro and my exit, and I take a clip of what they said. So it has an intro, a clip of like say 20 seconds of what they said, so you can look forward to what the show's going to be about. So it's like da 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 da, and then it
A
goes,
trailer. A
yeah,
trailer.
basically a trailer, yeah.
But you're doing it after you've done it. So the trailer is not for the show live, but the trailer is for the video after you watched it, after it's live.
After the video, and then I post that again. So if anybody watched that video the second time, so say you missed the live, but you actually went in and tuned or saw it in my videos, you will see it, and you'll see like maybe 20 seconds of whatever they had to say, and it would intrigue you to maybe watch the whole video. So
Exactly. It's the hook. It's the
yeah,
hook
it's
that
the
gets
hook.
you hooked.
Yeah. So it's
I mean,
starting to work.
I love talking to you, Big Jack. I
Yeah,
know you
I
said your
appreciate
name
it.
was Bill. Was your name Bill?
It's Bill Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I don't mind calling you Big Jack, but like it's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop that because if I call you Bill, I'm taking away from your channel.
Yeah. And that's the whole
It's
thing.
it's a personal thing, but see, it happens to me because I was so giving with my name. See,
Mm.
but I don't care because everybody's resonating with the mind games and Todd. You see,
Right.
it works in multiple ways. I have nothing to lose because I don't have anybody to protect but me.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah.
out there. I'm vulnerable. So I can let all these things go, and I can see how it works. Like people like that are inside that they're not doing it. Maybe they understand cognitively that there's a reason they're not doing it.
Mm.
For
I got
you, it's not probably a good thing to do because big and Bill might be comfortable for somebody to say, "Hey, Bill, how you doing?" Bill Jack,
you.
and people
Right.
are gonna be like, "Who's Big Bill Jack?" I mean, it's Big Jack, isn't it? And like, why do we need confusion?
Right.
Because today I was talking about somebody with somebody that I met, and it was like we said the same first name, but I didn't say the
Mm.
last. I didn't say the part of the end of it, which is in Norway. And so she says,
Right.
"Oh yeah, maybe I know one that's called in Norway." I'm like, "That's the one I'm talking about." So if by
Right.
saying just the first name without the in Norway, it was like it confused her, in the
Mm.
conversation, even though we were talking about the same content creator,
Right.
you
I
know.
can tell you
So I don't ever want to confuse you.
part of this right here too is, and I'm sharing this with you. So here we go. But in my family, there's four of us with the exact same name. So we
Really?
all so we all had to come up with something so we can separate ourselves within the group. So
Now wait a
that's
second. Is it your sons?
no, only
Or,
one of my
oh,
sons.
it's your
One of them.
brothers and family
One of
members?
them. I got an uncle. I got a cousin. And so really, it's five of us. We got the exact same name.
Really?
Yeah.
So I have
So
a friend.
if we
Okay,
ever
keep
had a
going.
family, if we ever had a family function, and you would call out my government name, it's five people there with that same government name. So we all got different nicknames
So is that why they
twisted.
call you? Did they call you Bill Jack or do they call you Big Jack?
Now it will be Billy Jack is what they would call me. So yeah.
Oh, really?
So
Is
when I
now is
play,
Jack your last name or your middle name?
my last name is Jackson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's
Very
where.
cool.
So that's where. But when I played football, it was always Big Jack. So everybody would say Big Jack, because I was a big player, and
Right.
you was getting
And you
jacked. So you was
right.
getting jacked anyway, because
That's cool. And
I was a running
like
back.
your boy you were talking about, like if you don't get, but I guess you were one of those too.
Oh, I was definitely one of
Don't
those.
get no, don't,
Yeah,
so your
don't get in
boy
the
is like
way.
there was challenges there, but at the same time
Like
you both knew that you were real.
if you watch that golf, when I played golf on my birthday, and I had one of my high school buddies with me. He played with me, and he was like, before there was Jerome Bettis, there was Bill Jackson. So I was the bus before the bus. So,
Really? Were you a running back?
yes, I was running back. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That is awesome. Because I mean, Jerome was the best, bro. I mean, one of them, man. Like you definitely, I can imagine if like, you were the bus before the bus, bro.
I was two
Did
two
you
thirty
did you
five,
look?
235, and I ran a 4.540. I was yeah.
Did you
Don't
have
get
an
in the way.
opportunity, or were you not even thinking that way?
I went D1. I played Division 1 college football. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Congratulations, brother. And it
And
was probably the best. Like that's what probably made the military so easy because you love team all the
I
way.
went straight from college into the military. So yes, that's how I got there. So
And were you always into team sports when you were younger?
oh yeah, definitely.
So you
All
understood what team was always better
yeah,
than being alone.
100%. When I got there, I was, so that's why I said it's a mind game. It's, it's no different than playing any sport. You you gotta work out, you gotta get in shape, you got a
Right.
mission to do, you got something to complete, and you get your job done. And once you get your job done, you just you do your thing. Yeah, that's all it
I
is.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you, man, for sharing this, brother.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
how so many people don't want to share this stuff. Like, why
Oh
is
no,
it a
I'm
secret?
on.
First of all, you have four men as boys. Like
Oh yeah,
literally, you
yeah,
had four boys that turned into men. They're not a waste. Every
yeah.
woman is like, thank you so much,
Mm.
Jackson family.
Oh
Thank you,
yeah, yeah,
Jackson mama and Jackson
yeah,
daddy.
yeah.
Like you know how many women are like they don't treat men right because the men are just boys.
Right,
Like
right,
this
right.
is what the controversy is. Men are not really like turning out because fathers are not around.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
probably grew up in a whole generation where there's a whole people like I grew up
And
without a father, you
I'm
know?
in there. I'm in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, he was around, but he wasn't around.
He wasn't like you. So
Yeah.
you made sure.
That
And so
the
the last thing I
Temptations,
wanted to
the Temptations had a song. They said Papa was a Rolling Stone. So yeah,
was he? He was
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So it's interesting that you said Bill. So my friend that's from Philippines, my boy
Mm,
Simon,
mm,
his name all the boys the men's have Ben. So his name is Ben Simon.
mm,
There's Benjamin. Even
mm,
though it's
mm.
Ben Jim.
Right, right,
And
right.
so they have all the Ben in the beginning, but then the hyphen with the actual other name.
Other name.
Yeah.
So yeah, so and that we're very similar in that sense, and it's not. It wasn't even like we were trying to follow a pattern. It just happened to fall that way.
Oh, there's not an honorable thing. There's nobody in the family, the lineage that we were following the bit. So
It
nobody
would
had the
be
name.
it would probably be my uncle on my father's side, and I have the first and last name, or first and middle name of him, and but then everything else. So I have a junior. So one of my sons is a junior. So that's where that came from. I have a cousin who has the same name, and then his father has the same name. So, but it was just by coincidence. So so
Oh, okay. You
there's
didn't
five of
plan it.
us.
You
Yeah,
didn't
it
plan
wasn't
it, and
planned.
nobody.
It wasn't planned. It's like out of all the names, I keep naming all these people with this. And
But they
my
knew you. So who was the first Bill besides your uncle? Who you got? Who was the first Bill? Were you
It's
the
funny.
first
It's
Bill?
funny, no, because it's funny because he was named after the doctor that delivered him. So that doctor had the exact same name. So, but no relation. So
There
that's
was
how.
no even thought to it. It's like, okay, Bill is the one who built.
And it just,
We're
yeah,
going Bill.
it just kept on going down the line. So here we
Well,
are.
isn't it funny that you say that because the double roses twins, like,
Mm.
hey, we're gonna name out of 14 kids, we're gonna have twins and we're gonna name them roses.
Yeah, yeah,
How are we
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
tell the
yeah.
difference between rose and rose?
Right, right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? I
Yep.
always say that, like, parents, like, did you really think
Think
before you
about it.
had the
Yeah.
15, like,
So, but it's all good because we all got different everything. So we're like
exact?
five,
No,
5 or 6 different worlds. We just got the same name. So that's
I'm
where you
so
get.
blessed, man. I feel so blessed by having this conversation before I go to bed, and
Yeah.
you're 2 o'clock, so I want to make sure that we go because I can continue.
Now it's three
So,
o'clock here. So yeah,
oh,
we
it
at the
is
same
okay,
time zone. We at the same
okay,
time zone.
cool.
They but yeah, so it's just what it is. So give you quick on the college thing. So I did get a D1 Division 1 scholarship. Went to play for Virginia Tech University. So that's what I played for.
Oh, that's big boy.
And but when I went into
Blue and
school,
gold, right? Or blue and yellow, navy and
they're
yellow.
maroon. They're maroon and orange. The
Oh,
Hokies,
really? Okay,
Virginia
okay. So
Tech.
it's the other one. Okay, so I
Yeah,
saw that
Virginia
there's
Tech.
two. Okay,
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech,
Yeah.
not West Virginia.
No, not West Virginia. And that's
Right,
that's
Virginia
that's
Tech is
blue
red.
and gold. Yeah, yeah,
Right, blue and gold. Okay,
yeah.
sorry. I knew I
So
was
this is
on
Virginia Tech.
Virginia.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
No, you're good. So I got to play there. So that's D1. That's the highest level you can go in college, Division 1. So I
Really?
got to play that. But I'm gonna tell you how. Not saying that I was good, because if you ever ask me, I'll tell you I wasn't. I just did my job. But I went in when I went in, and I got a full ride, full scholarship to this college, right?
Which is big boy, which is
Yeah,
big time.
yeah. But I had 2 broken vertebrae when they signed me.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did it? And it never inhibited your
Oh, they knew it
performance.
because I had to have the surgery so I can play again. But they
But did
still
it?
signed me.
And look at what we did. We did the same thing with Tua over here in Florida. I'm saying Tua
Mm-hmm.
did it in Florida instead of taking Drew Brees because
Mm-hmm.
of his shoulder. And we would have had we could. I mean, God works in mysterious ways. God
Right,
probably saved Drew Brees the aggravation of coming to
right,
Florida and being
right.
like a loser. You know.
No, I got you. But it
You
was
know.
just one of those things where, you put the time in, the effort, you're really good at what you do. I know you got to have this surgery, but we're going to take a shot on you anyway. So And so I had that full major
Did they take
surgery.
care of your surgery?
Huh?
Did they take care of your surgery?
No, they did not take care, but it was already taken care of. It was taken care of through insurance and this and that, so it wasn't
Okay.
a burden.
Did you
But I
ever think
was,
of pro?
huh?
Did you ever think of
I
pro?
can tell you this: if you have any major injury like that, you're never going to go pro. So
Oh, really?
I pretty much because it's now that's too much of an investment and too much of a risk. It's too many players
Why would
in
the
the world.
school do it though? If you're not,
Because
if
you
so,
think about
I
it, and this is what a lot of people don't catch on that though. There's that's to say there's 150 Division I colleges or more colleges, but 150 Division I colleges, right? So you look at it out of 150, and if each one of them had 10 scholarships, that's look at now you're looking at 1,500 scholarships that they can give out around the country. Okay, but when you get to the pro level, there's only 32 teams.
right,
And so now you're down from the 1,500 possible down to 32. And I'm not going to take that risk. There's too many of us that's really good at what we do to make it to the pro level. So if you got any injury, you have to be a
right. Okay,
Heisman
I see what you're
candidate.
saying.
You would have to be a
Right, you
Heisman
wouldn't
Trophy
even
candidate.
invest it yourself. You wouldn't
Yeah,
even put
no,
it
no,
in
yeah,
because you know
you're,
that
you're
like
you're pretty much done. Yeah, you have to find something else to do with your life because you got injured. So I got injured in high school, and because think about it, hadn't signed to college yet, so I got injured in high school, and they took a risk on me, and I got injured playing baseball. So yeah,
so you didn't even put your head down to go through somebody. You actually just were playing
I was
baseball.
playing baseball because I played baseball in high school. I was sliding into second base, and the
I
base
was
tore
just
off.
gonna say, were you sliding into
Yeah,
second
yeah,
base or
yeah,
some
yeah,
sliding onto a
yeah.
base because your
I
foot
was
caught, right?
sliding. I slid into second base, and the base tore off the peg, and the peg didn't come out the ground. So when I went over, I broke the last two vertebrae. Yeah,
Wow,
and then look,
wow.
and it took them 6 months to find it. For 6 months, we thought it was a bruised muscle, and I was taking I was up to 6 pills a half. So imagine taking in high school, I was taking
Yeah.
painkillers and muscle relaxers, and I was up to 6 pills a half. So you see how I don't know if you can see, but anything, just imagine anything red. So look in the YouTube symbols in the chat and all that. So that's how my eyes were at the end of the game because I was that high or I was that, you know, zoomed up
Yeah, no, I know.
trying to
I
play.
talked a little bit about it in my live today
Mm.
about. Oh, we talked a little bit
Oh yeah,
about it.
yeah,
How I don't know if you were there, but no, yeah, it was alive. It's like we were talking about how I didn't even know that I had an opioid addiction when they cut me off,
right,
and if I would have known, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
right.
Because I'm the type of person, if I like something, I'm gonna go for it. I'm at
Yeah,
least gonna try it. If it's
yeah,
gonna heal me and make me feel better, like I don't know if you know, but I smoke,
right.
medicinally. So,
Okay,
like whatever you want to say, it's not to you, but I'm saying whatever anybody wants to say, it's not. It's my choice.
right,
And I don't think it's an interference with God either. Because God would tell me right away. So I believe that it helps me because every time I've tried to get away from it, I've wound up in the hospital.
right.
So I don't want to say that that's the reasoning being, but there again, maybe it is, maybe it's not. And until I find something that I don't need to be on it anymore, and I believe that YouTube might be the thing because when I'm on YouTube, I barely need to smoke. I haven't touched it for 2 hours.
Right. That's good. That's good.
That's the thing. Like I don't need to be on it.
Right,
It's just I want to be on it when I'm like, thinking about stuff. But I'm
mm,
not thinking so much. I'm engaging right now.
right.
When I'm engaged with somebody, I don't need to go smoke a cigarette. I don't need to get off the conversation. Like
Gotcha.
I don't need to find something else to do, Big Jack,
Right. Mm,
You don't either. You're like, hey,
mm.
I'm in, but now we need to get off because of the fact you do need to go to sleep and we need to go get off.
Oh
But
yeah,
we can talk
definitely.
forever. We
Yeah.
talked actually another 10 minutes. So I
Yeah.
love you, brother. And I thank you so much for your time
No,
and for
thank
your
you.
family to give up that time.
No, but I truly thank you for coming on and helping me run through some of these things, and so we
Whenever
can
I'm
get.
able to, I will. See,
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop saying like yes, I'm going to because
yeah.
I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to
No,
conform to
I
it because I'm
understand.
moving. But when I'm
Yeah,
able to, I will definitely, and mostly I'm able to every day because
yeah.
I want to be here every day. I
Right.
don't want to leave this place for a day. I
Yeah,
can't imagine like what this place would be like, not for
yeah.
me, but
Yeah.
like how come what I would miss personally, like
Right.
how
No, I
I would
got you.
feel afterwards, like I would feel like what this is different.
Yeah.
Things change here in a day.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So what we know we'll set something up and we'll go and I'll learn a little bit more on
Thank
how
you,
you can be
and
streaming
I'll be
live
here as your
streaming.
guinea pig if you want. all the
Hey,
time.
that's what we're learning. Sharpening iron, sharpening iron. It is.
Exactly, brother. Iron
Okay,
sharpening iron.
I
Love
got
you,
you.
brother.
So good
Have a
night,
good
and I'll
night.
talk to you later. All right, sir. Yeah,
Peace, brother. Night, night.
yeah. Peace.